know it is Drunken Chat, son.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, this is Chitlins, Greens, and Cornbread on It's Drunken Chat, son. Your guy, freaking Chitlins. I will be holding on until the rest of the guys get here. I know Ultra's hanging around there. I know Awesome Sauce, he's hanging around there somewhere. And of course, Mel is off. He's taking some time off. Look, man, freaking whatever you guys want to talk to, it's going to be an open book. Uh, there's not as many things that we normally talk about going on, but there's some very impactful things going on, especially over there at Marvel. I do want to get to that soon. But what I will be keeping an eye out on is the comments to see what you guys want to talk about. Um, why are you guys so early? Hey, you haven't heard the word, man? Freaking get in early, get out early, man. Um, that way I can keep creating content on other channels and all that other stuff for Comic Crusaders. Um, but here we are, fucking. I do want to thank y'all for those that are sticking around and freaking hanging out with us this early. I want to give a shout out to Yunjin and Young, GT Comics and Jay Nunya. A the earlier I start to drink, the earlier I can freaking wake up from this hangover and freaking get on about my freaking day. Hey, what's going on, Fady Mulholland? Freaking welcome everybody. How is your freaking weekends? You have to excuse me if I'm slapping and gargling too much. But hey, freaking here we are. This is what, Friday the 21st. We're well deep into phase 3 and phase 4 of whatever Marvel mess is going on. And we've had several things happening within the last couple of months. You've had several executive firings. You've had several movies that have just flopped all over the freaking place. And then you've had Mandalorian. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't know if you guys have watched Mandalorian. In fact, I think we're going to talk about that on No Prize podcast later on, um, at another podcast. See how those guys liked it, but I'm ambivalent to it. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Is that how this freaking ends? I don't really understand the point to it. Jay Nunya says he liked Mando. Um, and Manny, the comic collector, is asking who went to Epic Wings yesterday. There's 420 Dell was a mess. I don't know. You might want to ask Remo. He seems like the type of dude that takes for taking all that 420 stuff. I mean, um, let's see. But here we are, man. Freaking, I did freaking watch. I think that was the last, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last episode of Mando. I was like, okay, that's whatever. I did hear mentions of Thrawn, which was good. I haven't seen anything on how that's going to reach into it and boost sales on what's going on with it, but that's okay. Freaking, I was kind of, I guess I'm not as disappointed as I was with Ando, because Ando was supposed to be an expansion of what's going on with Star Wars world. I haven't watched the Bad Batch yet. Everybody's like, "Hey, you got to watch the Bad Batch." I'm like, I think I kind of have, but I'm not sure. Like, I haven't freaking gone back to see if that's what I have seen or haven't seen. I don't know. There's too much content going on nowadays. But uh, they're changing rules around the Dark Blade. They're changing rules around how Jedi's and all this other stuff works. So I'm gonna leave that to everybody else to fight on about that one. Uh, let's see. Well, don't pay attention to the colors on this one because I haven't had a chance to update this one yet. Um, Here was the interesting news that was going on this week. Disney, once again, they've already had 2 rounds of layoffs, right? And you can't say it's corporate freaking greed because they've laid off the little guys and they've laid off big executives such as Victoria Alonso and Isaac Perlmutter, right? Um, Now they're going to have another round of freaking layoffs, which is interesting, right? Not just interesting, it's like, wow, okay. And we know it's not because they don't have the cash on hand. Is I feel like it's more an evaluation of like the performance and not leaving me out the freaking dry and freaking have the man who needs no introduction, but definitely deserves an introduction. There is Ultra, the Maximus. How's it going, man?
I am the Kanye West of comic books, according to some of the haters. Hilarious, right? What's up, everybody? Good to be here on a fun-filled Friday evening. I hope you just jumped over from watching me over on the Secret Variant doing the FOC thing to over here to joining Lucas.
Yeah. So,
Bars open, right? Right? Where are we going to do for breakfast when this shit closes, though?
um, so
Oh,
Ultra, what do you think, man? So I was saying earlier, just several things over the last few months that have been happening with Disney that has been interesting, right? Victoria Alonso, who has been the big executive that has been pushing all this diversity. If you want to hear, if you're sick and tired of hearing about diversity this and diversity that, she is one of the biggest people. She was one of the biggest people that pushed it, and everybody kind of followed her lead. She's gone. Isaac
good, because you know
Perl,
why? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, was removed because of her.
right? But there's rumors, or there's reports that they had a some type of compensation deal, but that was already built into her package, right? Her compensation deal. Like when you get hired as an executive, there's already a compensation deal that's already built into your. Hey, if I get fired, I get this, right?
Yeah.
The only fight was, hey, you don't deserve that because according to your contract, you were doing stuff that you weren't supposed to be doing. So eventually Disney's like, yeah, you're going to get out the door. She's like, well, what about my money? It was like, well, good. Here's your freaking money. Still, go. No, shoo. In the meantime, Isaac Perlmutter, we've been talking about that guy for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
He's
like
out the freaking door. Um, and the fight on with Governor DeSantis, who just needs to leave it alone.
well,
Just leave it alone. I get it.
mm,
I just wait till you get some
look,
actual
you know
power
why
before
he's
you.
not leaving it alone? Because Disney tried to go and circumvent the new laws that were in place to try to keep their grips on their little power hold, and they got caught. So DeSantis basically took their hand and said, "Oh no," slapped it again, said, "Shut the fuck up, back the fuck off, watch what you're doing." And he proceeded to sign the legislation that removed the Reedy Creek district from their care. So now that, but what he did was he made them pay all of the tax debt that they owed before they gained control of that area. So, hey, man, it's all good for the state as far as I know. But as somebody in the transport business who did really well last year working part time, better than the people who like to harass me about what I do for work outside of here. Um, you know, I drive that area a lot, and there is a lot of pushback against certain things that are going on there, like the Los Angeles gay choir coming to town. Big push for that, by the way.
Well, so have you had a chance to watch The Pope Answers?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. As a Reformed Catholic, I no longer pay attention to the Catholic religion.
So on Disney Plus and Hulu, which is a subsidiary of Disney Plus, there's a documentary with the Pope, and he talks to 8 young people ranging, I think, between like 13 and say like 24, right? And they get to ask him any fucking thing they want. And trust me, they ask him any fucking thing they want.
I bet they did.
They go off, man. They're asking
No,
him
I
about.
heard about this, and they're calling him the woke pope.
Yeah, they ask him everything. They ask him about LGBTQ plus, and he's like, hey, he comes right out with, hey, that ain't none of my freaking business. He's like, who am I to say that you can't get into freaking heaven? But then on the other side, he talks about um, random sex acts, and he goes into that and everything. He even goes on and talks about OnlyFans. He talks about Tinder. He talks about porn, masturbation. He talks abortion. He goes into all that, right? And it was kind of needed, right? But that's not even the point. The point is that this was on a Disney Plus freaking format, which I feel like was kind of trying to send a message to Florida, like, okay, you're saying that this is Christian, your thing is Christianity. I'm the Pope. I'm the big boy. I'm the dude with the books behind the freaking vault. Whatever I say, freaking say on Earth is supposed to go up in freaking heaven. So he was trying to freaking send. They were trying to freaking send a message via the big guy, which was kind of interesting. So
Yeah, you
I-
know,
like,
as a parent, I really wish there was a button that I can just turn everything that is not appropriate off, and just have the
depending on what it
appropriate
is,
material there. You remember how it used to be when we
three
didn't have to
channels.
worry about our kids watching a whole bunch of shit that was going to make their brains all fucked up.
There's three channels,
But
and
now we live in a society, and this society has lost its fucking mind in the last like 10 years. But you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
yeah. So starting Monday, for the next or 3 days after that, for the 24th
Oh
to
yeah,
the 27th,
they're
there's
laying
gonna
off
be
cast members.
yes,
So that's
cast
going to affect
members.
my local community because those are the people, cast members are the people who are involved in making the parks run. So whether it be the person in the Seven Dwarfs costume, a Snow White, an Alice in Wonderland, or whatever you come across in that park, but it's all sections of the park. Look, they have like I don't think people grasp how many fucking square miles Disney encompasses. It takes up spots in 2 different counties. It straddles the border of 2 different counties. It is not small. They've got their own on-site facilities for all sorts of seamstresses and all sorts of stuff. So they're gonna have to shrink their workforce, just like every one of these major companies that knows we're going into a recession, and everybody on their board is like, well, I'm not taking a pay cut. Well, better lay off the peasants. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to trim the fat at the bottom, be like, oh, well, you guys, we'll put you on furlough, lay you off,
Right.
whatever, pay
Well,
your
right.
unemployment, send you on your way.
Yep. There he is.
There's Big Easy.
Long time no see. What's going on, Yeezy?
Nothing much. I didn't sleep through Drunken Chat this time. I woke for my nap. So,
You know, I didn't have internet last week. Like I did my FOC show early in the day just to try to get it done and out of the way. And then, dude, the internet crapped out when I was out picking up my kid from school, and they didn't get it restored until like the next morning.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a dark fiber outage or something like that. Probably damage. Like, cause like that happens all the time. It happens more often than you think. Like in Houston, like there's a light rail and then there's like a junction box at one of the stops. Someone ran into those and then caused like an outage for like one of the major ISPs. So
Crazy. Well, I already went and looked at fiber.
nice.
I hate my cable company. What's fiber cost? We'll see.
It's probably not that much more than like whatever you're currently paying.
Fiber's less actually now.
Oh wow. And yeah. And fiber's amazing.
Yeah,
But you do need good security protocols though on your network, because
oh yeah,
I mean
I got that.
Just as fast as you download, someone can just as fast upload. That's the one thing to remember.
Yep.
Well, this is the reason why I do indeed have very good security protocols with my mesh network set up in my home. So
Nice.
it's okay. I have my own internet out, but I scare my neighbors with my internet name. New and interesting ways to scare your neighbors. Name your internet after a, I don't know, 3-letter agency, and kind of do new and spicy ways of making people kind of shit themselves.
Nice. Wonder in the house. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Everybody's actually awake this time. What's going on?
the name of my internet is Guantanamo Bay.
So
He's got all the greatest hits behind him too.
Yeah, I've been in different neighborhoods. It's they call this shit the hacker down the street. You know what I mean? Your mama, all types of crazy shit. Like, all right, yeah.
Oh, so man, there's been a string of car thievery down here. Speaking of hacking, basically the dudes walking up, unlocking locked cars, and starting them with small little handheld devices and shit.
Yeah. So the Fed is actually thinking of doing a recall on Honda and Kia cars because it's too easy to do that stuff. So they're thinking about it.
Hyundai and Kias. That's why they call them the Kia boys now. Them Kia boys.
Yeah, Kill Boys, man. That's a real thing, man. I watched a little YouTube documentary on that.
Do
and I
10
was
grand
like,
worth of damage to steal a car in 15 seconds.
man.
Wow.
Kill
Jeez.
Boys. Hey,
Well,
for some people that might be a blessing though. They might be upside down on the car.
Well, I was talking to a contractor today. His sister got her car stolen, and she works at a car dealership.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
AirTag. Put AirTags in your car.
Man,
Shit.
after they get a hold to it, AirTags ain't, man.
Shit. From what I saw, they somebody stole the motor out of a new Hellcat on the fucking lot.
Holy crap.
Jesus.
But I mean, I am in Florida, and they do Florida man style down here. Like, we don't need the car. We're just gonna steal the fucking motor.
Or the catalytic
Look,
converter.
man, they ain't got them PPP loans, so ain't no telling what they gonna start doing.
Right now, there is a Charger Magnum wagon from 2003 running around with a 2023 Hellcat motor.
What's going
He's
on,
running around in the
Southpaw
hood
Brad?
down here in Orlando. I'm just saying.
What's going on,
Not
Southpaw
in the
Brad?
fish.
Thanks for joining us. Major Issue says that his car was stolen right in front of his house in broad daylight, Portland, Oregon.
Well, the Portland, Oregon is your first problem, but I mean,
it's been a long time since I've thought of Portland, Oregon as clean living. Long time.
Or safe to leave any personal property. Like anything on the West Coast, man, it's like, hey, break my window. Like I'll leave the car unlocked so you can steal the shit out of it. Just don't break my fucking window, and they will still break your fucking window. Just on principle.
What the fuck is going on in San Francisco, man? Shit's going wild, man. They're like
shitting in the streets, man.
Even in the fucking Targets, they're locking the Targets up like fucking the hood, man. Where if you want to bar soap,
in Chicago,
yeah, if you want to bar soap, you got to fucking ask for help.
Targets
somebody
in
unlock
Chicago,
the
bro.
shit.
They're not opening them back up again.
Like God.
Oh, that's
damn.
crazy. Because
when you lose millions of dollars,
yeah,
cities are rough everywhere. We're not in the I guess
it's
we're not
gonna
in the
get
technical city.
worse.
Nah, see, if these stores were smart, you know what they would start doing? They would start
Telling motherfuckers to
charging
pull their pants up.
They would start charging people to get in the store, and you get your money back when you get outside the store. Like if you go into the airport, you know how they got the convenience store. You know they got the convenience stores where you got to put your debit card in to get in.
No,
and you get all of your stuff, and when you walk out, it automatically checks you out.
Amazon.
Based on your debit card.
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen the Amazon
doing
carts that are like that. The Amazon stores. I think it's like the Whole Foods and stuff like that. But how many Whole Foods are in the hood? I mean, let's be honest.
In Houston, there's one that's pretty close, but it's still pretty far away at the same time. You know what I mean, though?
I think as soon as Amazon starts taking the EBT card, that might work for them.
Man, look, all I'm saying is if Disney's going to have a bloodbath, other companies are going to have a bloodbath. If other places are closing stores, it's going to be a rough 2 years. Just saying.
Yeah, this round of layoffs is supposed to take them down to 7,000 employees. The cost of the savings was going to be about $4.5 billion.
Yeah,
and
you know,
like you mentioned, it's supposed to be park employees, but this is supposed to be production operations for Disney TV Studios, Hulu, Freeform, and FX.
Oh, they're definitely just trimming fat on the other side, so they're not even touching the park. But their cast members are basically everybody who's an employee. So it's funny how the way that they word it. You know, because I even saw the article that said they're going to lay off, so many thousands of cast members. I'm like, oh shit, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But this just sounds like they're just, hey, all the companies that we bought, fuck all y'all.
Well, and is it kind of like the same idea of like what Starbucks does? Like everyone's names are partners.
Yeah, kind of. Because I mean, did you hear all the names of the divisions that he just named off? Those were all like the acquisitions that they made, like Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what they were getting into. They bought Hulu. Okay, well, now that we're not making very many TV things, and it's like most of these people are contracted actors. It's going to be Screen Actors Guild on the back end production side. It's going to be all sorts of people that are normally like gig workers or contract workers anyway. And it's like, do these people really expect them? Yeah, and Melt, Freeform is still around. Like,
hopefully, yeah, I see it all the time. Every time it's like suggested uploads, I'm like, nah, fuck that, and I just keep scrolling. Right? Manic Comic Collector says last week in San Francisco, a crackhead gave birth in the middle of the fucking street.
Yeah, I've seen the video, unfortunately, and I can't unfucking see it.
There's video. Holy shit.
There's video of everything nowadays.
Well, look, Whole Foods on 125th in Washington Heights is not. Man, you gotta tell me. All right, so I haven't been back to New York since 2014. 125th Street, Washington Heights used to be a place that I could not go because of complexion. But that was many years ago, and then kind of got turned around, and it was a decent place. But I don't know, is it a place that I can't go no more? Like, New York doesn't seem very appealing for me to go or want to go to at the moment. Or like the kind of place I want to move to, raise a family.
Whole Foods on 125th. Drunken Chat said, or Mel says, fuck the stock market. Looks like he took quite a loss. Like I said, if you can, just stay liquid.
No,
stay liquid.
It's the best part. It's still hood, but white people are there. All right.
All right, here we go. We got a key component of Drunken Chat. Hey, how's it going, Adam?
How you doing?
Lord Adam.
Can't complain.
Now, did you go to CinemaCon yet?
That's
Or is it this week?
next week, I think.
Next week. Okay.
I mean, because Amazing's next weekend, so.
All right. So we were just talking about the bloodbath that's about to be coming from Disney. They're going to start laying off about 7,000 more people starting on a Monday. That includes Disney, Hulu, Freeform, FX. The article also says that they're also taking an eye and looking at NBA, ESPN operations to start laying off some of those freaking people. And I freaking knew it. I fucking knew it because it's probably maybe like a year and a half ago when I started talking about the fact that ESPN and Disney were heavily debating over the rights for NHL. Right? I turned on my TV this week, right, to hopefully catch some NBA playoff action. And what I fucking see, NHL, right? If it ain't my home team, I don't give a damn about no NHL, right? Because they just didn't.
You don't like Tampa Bay Lightning?
No, I don't.
I'm a nice guy myself.
I don't like no Seattle Kraken Crackers, none of that shit. No Avalanche, none of that. None of that's very.
So you know what? We don't have an NHL team here in Orlando, but we do have a semi-pro NHL team. Like it would be like a AA or AAA NHL.
Well, what happened to the
Polar Bears?
What happened to the? Didn't y'all used to have the Mighty Ducks or some shit like that?
That's Anaheim, California.
Yeah.
That team exists because of the goddamn movie, though. That's the funny part.
Probably, they can't lose that logo. I'm surprised you weren't going to say that Fanatics own the rights to NHL.
Man, Fanatics own every fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
They just bought out WWE. Well, they didn't buy them out. They bought.
Did they buy them out, or did they buy a controlling share in the company?
No, they signed an agreement with the WWE to handle merch for all their live events. They were already doing the merch for they were already
I'm
doing the
guessing,
merch for the website, but now they're doing the merch for their live events too. They got the NFL, they got the
MLB.
NBA, MLB, Fanatics got everything, man.
Yep.
Card companies, but it's not only that; it's card companies as well. And then they're also, they're also major shareholders and are in charge of all the sports betting shit too.
Yeah. So the card thing is going to be quite interesting because when is it supposed to start? It's supposed to start. Is it supposed to start this year or next year? The licenses for all the cards next year, right?
So like Topps had a conference earlier this year. It was presented by Topps Fanatics, is the way they presented it already. So like I think they're already doing like production stuff. Yeah, so they're already doing like the production stuff, but I think it's officially out of Topps like what, next year?
Yeah. Who? Well, I want to welcome Marsha Hartman, minor league baseball. Here we go, Panini. I just want to know what photo are you using because your photo looks like it's from the '60s. Like my mom, like you went to school with my mom back in the '60s and shit. You know, with the la cabello down and everything, the gray light in the freaking back and everything. Looked like you had a very nice time at the drive-in.
It's Hartman Sports Cards signed in on his Meemaw's account, okay?
but it was, I mean, but for minor league, you know, all those colleges sold the rights to Fanatics as well. Like, so now, like when you go to a college stadium, you're gonna run into a Fanatics store.
How long do we think before they buy some other collectibles or get into the other collectible games like comics or because they've already got Fanatics is already starting to get into the Funko Pop game. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Funko
And
Pop's
see
connected to
what I could see them doing is I could see them getting more involved with live events and autographs. You know what? I was on the Facebook group. I might be the CBSI group, and somebody was saying, you know, they wish CBCS would get more competitive with CGC, or that somebody would create another grading company. Man, if I was Fanatics, I would buy out CBCS if they looking at getting into the collectibles market because they got the money to throw obscene amounts of money at McFarlane, whoever else, to do exclusive autograph signings with them. You could all of the Marvel actors and all of that, man. You could pay them exclusive money to only sign, you know, autographs for you. You could buy out one of these convention companies, Fan Expo. I mean, they got the capital to do it, and they got the resources to actually distribute stuff, you know.
What they're doing is they're waiting for everybody to crumble in this market shrink that's about to happen, and then they're going to snatch them up at the cheapest price, and then they're going to do just that, and they're not going to pay you anything for your idea.
I mean, they would more than likely buy out Beckett before, like, so they have the whole company too, right?
Because Beckett didn't Beckett buy out CBCS already?
Yeah, Beckett bought out CBCS.
Yeah,
and so that would be the power move.
Yeah, I mean, like, because there's a big decline in Beckett BGS anyways for sports cards, so you know they could probably turn it around somehow.
But either way, I'm sorry, I'm already banned from that CBSI group. Been banned, haven't been unbanned in a long time. But it's funny because everybody's always like, "Oh, I wish somebody would make a grading company." Like, why don't you start grading books? You can buy some plastic capsules. Why don't you get yourself a vacuum bagger? Grade some books, seal them up in a vacuum bag, slide them into a capsule, make you a nice little label, get you a good reputation for knowing the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8 and a 9.9 and a 10. Actually grade people a 9.9 and a 10 if it's a perfect looking book. I mean, unless you can come up with a reason why it's not a 9.9 or a 10 and have graders notes on everything. You can do it.
Yeah,
you're gonna make me do
it. And you just told us the story of PGX. So.
No, PGX takes your book and puts it through a fucking wood chipper before they put it in the encapsulation process.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not the wood chippers.
Yeah. The wood chippers are the big expense for if you're going to try to do the duplicate the PGX process. However,
You have to have a
PGX
check
slabs.
from your book first,
Shout to Big Leg.
get the wood chipper.
Well, Big Leg showed us that the PGX slabs are like the Nokia phones. They can be used as a blunt force object to incapacitate somebody.
Yeah.
CGC slabs and CBCS will crack.
Yep.
But a PGX, no sir.
But it's weird. You can pop them open almost with like one hand too. That's the weird
That's
part.
intentional.
Hey,
I have
anybody?
it lying around. Maybe we should try it. I just don't feel like digging it out right now.
Yep. Hey, anybody got the link to the new CGC pricing that's going to be happening in May? I can't find it.
Not directly. It was in the chat, but
Crap,
basically,
I would
just
have to go to my emails.
price. Get your shit in before May, and as long as they have your books before May, they're good for the old pricing. I think, as long as they've been postmarked and received by that date.
Here we go.
So what this should do, this should cause them to get very far behind right now by a whole bunch of people going, "Oh fuck, I should submit a whole bunch of books right now."
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, but the big news is that shit right there. CCS is now CGC pressing. A little hand wave. The same division is now in house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you also get the notice they're gonna start in the near future grading VHS tapes as well?
I don't care about VHS tapes.
I thought they have been doing that for a while.
They have.
Or they
Oh no, it was video games. It was video games. Right?
VHS is such a bullshit market, bro.
So I
That
can't
is
have
such a
it.
bullshit.
Hey,
That's
I've got my
bullshit.
I've got my first appearance of Bubba Fett on that Christmas special that
You know, I'm gonna send in my Endgame Steelbook when they start grading Blu-rays.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for too.
Well, I don't know which deteriorates faster, film or paper, but I'm pretty sure film does.
Right. All right. So here's the new tier. Here's the new tiers, and here's the new pricing for CGC. That's going to be happening starting on May 2nd. So if you want to, make sure you get your stuff in.
Fee change $25.
Yep. Modern fee change to $25. Economy tier fee changed to $37. It was named has been changed to vintage. Standard tier name changed to high value. Fee changed to $85. Express tier is discontinued. SMIC collectibles valued over $1,000 under the limited value tier. The walkthrough tier has name changed to unlimited value. Fees changed from 3% to 4% of fair market value. 150% minimum fee. Reholder no changes. Grade pre-screen fee changed to $9 per reject. Minimum submission requirement has been removed. And on and on and on.
So you guys notice what the big change is here?
They're getting rid of their express tier.
The time guarantee.
Oh, that's well.
The express tier is no longer 5 days. The walkthrough tier is no longer 1 day.
Well,
So that
express
means-
is supposed to be completely disappeared. Do you think it's because too many people that were expected to do walkthrough just tried to send it through express?
Maybe, and maybe that's why. But look at what they say: the SMIC collectibles valued over $1,000 under the unlimited value tier, which is what the new walkthrough tier has changed to.
Yeah.
But the express tier has been discontinued. The standard tier has been changed to the high value fee, the high value tier. Economy tier is now changed to the vintage, which means anything that is not modern is going to have to go under that. So
it's like 76, right? I think it's the year they're cut off at.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to be anything. If they're really going to go anything modern and under, I don't know, man.
You would think like 80 something, maybe.
Maybe. You know, that's always been the goal, is that CGC wants to stop slabbing bullshit and have people put in books that are worth a damn. So we'll see. But Major Issue says 1975. We'll see what happens. But the big thing for me, the big takeaway here was the walkthrough and express removal because of their turnaround times.
Yeah.
And if they can't guarantee the turnaround times, well, boy. I can a lot of people from submitting that one variant cover to try to be first to market.
Yeah, I can dispel that easily. All you got to do is look at the previews world, right, and see which ones are going to have a CGC offering, right? There's all types of stuff that was not on any type of speculation rule list that nobody gave a damn about. The covers that are just random, yet they're being offered for like $90. Why they're being offered for $90? Because they're going through all these walkthrough freaking tiers and freaking sped up. That's why shit's fucking taking so long. Yee, when
Oh,
did we go? When did we go to Baltimore Con?
last year, October.
Right, October. Right. Tell
Huh.
me why. Just a couple weeks ago, my books that I submitted during that time just got received by them.
Oh wow,
Damn.
that's ridiculous. Because
Just now received by them. That
'Cause they
I
lost them?
physically handed to them. It just
they-
got received by them like a couple weeks ago.
probably because they lost it. They just now replaced your books. That would be my
Motherfuckers,
assumption.
if they lose my freaking Swamp Thing, my first appearance of the Smurfs, I'm gonna be pissed. Damn all that freaking I can care less about the toast and shit, man. But that
Yeah, I
first
mean
page is
that
good.
would be my assumption is that they lost your books and then they just now replaced it, or it actually did get lost in like whatever what transit. Because like when you submit books in person at a con that's not in their city or state or whatever, then all they do is pack up all your books and mail them to the company.
If they still fucking lost that shit.
All right,
Yeah.
let me ask
Yeah.
this for a major key, like a Journey into Mystery 83 and 85. Am I better off just mailing it to the offices directly then?
When you
Unless they're
consider,
doing,
yeah, when you
unless they're
consider the
grading at them.
when you consider the shipping that's going to cost you, might be better for you to hand it in. But now that I'm dealing with this bullshit from CGC,
Yeah, so hearing that makes me, because I have a few major keys that I need to get graded, and my fear is them getting lost.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I've had the same issue whether I've mailed it in or just handed it to them. Either way, with them just taking their sweet time to say, hey, we've actually received your shit.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've got the
Put an air
invoices,
tag on it.
in the system.
Oh yeah. Then yeah.
Fucking around.
I've heard of people doing that to send high dollar packages, put an air tag in it, and then if it doesn't end up where it's supposed to, then you know exactly where it's at or where it was last.
You show up, kick in the door, waving the 4-4.
I'll be like a Sith, man. Kicking some ass.
So speaking of kicking some ass, and firings, what's up with your boy from the Kang actor, right? We thought it was kind of stalled, kind of pushed aside because there was the one person he had domestically abused. Excuse me.
Wow,
Wait. Supposedly, or suspectedly, or whatever word you want to use to get me out of fucking legal trouble. Was saying. Now there's other women coming forward saying that he's done all types of crazy shit to him. So within the last couple weeks, he's lost several endorsement deals from the Army to Bob's Chicken House, all types of shit right now.
Hey man, all right, take this comment off so I can talk to the audience here.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'm glad I didn't take it off, so I can shout out to Cosmic One. Thank you, Sir Christopher the Great. Thank you, High Voltage Mark, and She-Hulk and Wookiee Fodder. All right, go ahead, man.
All right. Remember weeks ago when Justin Rowland got into a whole bunch of shit
Yep.
and they fired him?
Yes, I do.
And then did you guys know that there's been an update to that story?
Yes, I do.
His charges were dropped and his cases were
Testify.
dismissed.
Told you so.
Just like before, when Ultra said, I don't know, man, something smells kind of fishy. It seems like kind of like a way to railroad a dude out of here, and we should do the innocent until proven guilty.
That time of America's gone, sir.
The
Unfortunately,
same thing is going on here, where the girl who got him arrested initially and got him in the shit was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for it to happen. Like talking about like how the situation got out of control, but he didn't do anything wrong. And I saw the messages and I'm like, okay, you can give the dude the benefit of the doubt. But as we all know, whenever you get just a tiny little bit of fame, and the man has had Ant-Man and Creed 3 success in the last year. The man has had a pretty good year. Ex-girlfriends sometimes be petty, be seeing that shit, saw what went down, saw him get off, and then are now working with a DA to bring charges because apparently he did something wrong back in the day. I don't know about you guys, but if he did something super wrong back whenever it happened,
Why wasn't the charges brought up then?
Yeah, well, you know, it is New York, and we're dealing with a situation now where charges are just being made up and sometimes not even actually there, and people are being indicted. So, what do you believe? What can you believe nowadays?
Well, I don't necessarily think that's the
innocent
question.
until proven guilty is where I'm at, though.
Well,
and
it's the way it's supposed to be in America.
It is exactly how it's supposed to be, man. But you know what? There's a lot of that going around.
Well, then the same thing could be applied to
everybody's being accused of doing shit and
applied to Ezra Miller. What about Ezra Miller?
He should have been fucking canceled a long time ago. All right,
sir.
They should have
don't use their dead pronouns. They.
That's the way. I don't care. Send the hate mail to Blind Adam.
So look, this is the problem. This is the double standard right now. Is Ezra actually had fucking charges brought up against him? Actually got convicted of burglary in that one case. I know he stole beer, but like still, dude, you fucking burglarized somebody's residence. Like you're like a famous actor, but he's accused of doing way worse shit than this. Even though spousal abuse or abuse of the other, your domestic abuse is never a good thing.
So when the special abuse,
but Ezra took a minor, gave her drugs and some other shit, like that's allegedly. So the fact that he's not canceled, but they're canceling him, it's fucked up, man. Double standard.
Double standards in his house, motherfuckers.
Well, the same thing happened to Roland as well. Even though he was proven innocent and all that stuff, he's still canceled from Rick and Morty. Like or like he's no longer a part of that. His Hulu contract is done for.
It's still
no, it's gone. Like they're not doing Solar Opposites anymore, or that other show he was doing on Hulu because of all the allegation stuff. So you basically have to like start over from scratch again, like after you've spent all this time like getting to that level, right? Or you just kind of like fade into obscurity at this point.
Well, we'll see. Everybody's like, "Oh, Marvel will recast him just like they did," Terrence Howard.
So that is the interesting thing because you got to remember there are different King variants out there. Some blue, some purple, some white, some black, apparently. So they could absolutely recast King.
I don't know, man.
Or bring
he
out some
played
of the
like
other
40,000 Kangs in the last Ant-Man.
That was just a multiverse variant. Right?
No, he played a whole bunch of fucking variants. If you get the end credit scenes, man.
Hey, so we had different roadies, right?
That's the only. There's not very many people that have changed in the MCU, and Rhodey is one of the only upfront characters besides
the
Warriors
boy
3
for change.
What's that?
At this point, is Rhodey like the poster boy for change in the MCU at this point? Because I don't remember too many others.
The guys from Thor,
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what do we do? Like Marvel's gonna be like, oh fuck, we broke the illusion. Well, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, after Endgame, your shit sucks anyway. So don't worry about it. Just recast and move on. If he's found guilty, but Marvel should really do the right thing and stand by him until otherwise.
See, here's the problem: is that it can take a long time for them to figure out whether or not he's guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, you got movies and shit to make, man. So are you going to wait for this guy to get his legal affairs in order while you're trying to make these movies?
So, has Marvel cut ties with him yet, though? That's the question. We know other studios and other representatives have cut ties with him.
Well, his management cut ties with him. So, I mean, does that
Even
So
the
could
guy
that
from
sometime-
Acting Academy has cut ties with him.
I mean, could that lose his connection to Disney at that
Not
point?
if he's
then? Or
under
Marvel?
Man,
contract
I hope
with
he-
Disney.
I hope he
That's true.
made some good money, in his little run he done had, because it's looking
Or-
bad. But I was thinking
Escaped
about, man, if they recast him, who should they get to recast him? And then Lucas, if you can show my screen, I can show you my pick for who they should have recast as Kang in the MCU, and that will be this
Oh.
brother right here, Damson Idris of Snowfall fame, aka
Nice.
Franklin Saint. And man, look, when you talk about range to play Kang or to play Kang, man, you got to have some range, right? Because you got to be able to wear several different faces, considering all the different iterations of Kang that you have to put on screen. And this guy, man, he just got it. Plus, he's a hot actor right now. And I think if they casted him as Kang, it would just, everybody would be like, yeah, man, we
Remo
don't
said
give
you
a fuck
can't.
about
Big Rumo said that's
Tosin. Man, he's way too old to be Tosin. Come on, bro.
I will say this. So
Remo
in the-
must be, he's high as fuck right now. A grown man is going to be Tosin.
yeah, Remo would have joined us, but he's too high to push the buttons to get on with us.
DZ Comics posted a good one too. He said John Boyega. I think that would. Now, if you want to go as as somebody that looks just like, I'm not gonna say just like, but looks similar to Jonathan Majors, this will work too. Plus, they already got him, in house.
So,
for
Well, so here's the interesting thing about Timeless, right? The title that's out there that they keep joining in and out. First one was in 2022, then they did the second part in 2023. That's the one with the Miss Minutes on the freaking cover and everything. Those kind of focus around the young Kang, right? And him bringing up the young Kang to do. So what they could do is actually go back and focus on the young Kang. Let us know like what brought him to that freaking point. And then we can go into the Kang War and the Time War.
Well, if they were going to do Young Avengers, that should have been the route that they were going to take anyway. If they were going to do an Iron Lad. However, we know that the MCU does vary because they want to Bryan Singer up the MCU compared to the source material. Yeah, I said it, MCU, giving you the middle finger.
I'd rather these characters get into some DCU Black Manta Ray shit. I don't know why DC hasn't started going off on that, but that is what it is.
Danger Comics, all actors are short. That's nothing new. So that's what
Tom
Cameron
Cruise
does.
is what, all of 5'6", 5'7"?
Yeah, all actors are short, bro. All actors are short. Most actors are short.
Well, yeah, because all right.
The
So
list, man.
can we talk a little bit about Mando since it's been a week since Paz has RIP'd? So let's talk about this real quick. Paz Vizsla is as tall as me. So that means everybody in the Star Wars universe is as tall as Tom Cruise too.
I'm probably the same height as Tom Cruise.
5'5", 5'6"? No, man, you taller.
Do you think I'm taller than him? Do you
I
think
think
he's
you're
like
taller
5?
than Tom Cruise. Yes,
Do you think he's like 5'2",
I've met you in
5'3"?
person, so I think you are indeed taller.
Okay.
So Mando season finale, everybody caught it?
Yep.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
You haven't
Damn
missed
it.
anything.
Well, how far are you
missed
into
if
it?
you missed the whole season, you didn't miss shit.
That's kind of true. I don't know. There were parts I enjoyed, but there were definitely like things that didn't make sense to me.
I saw
Yeah,
there's
like the
some
whole
merch they need
spies
to put out
thing from 2 weeks
ASAP.
ago.
This season was sort of like messing around with the girl that you barely remember back in high school. There were parts that I enjoyed, but I don't necessarily miss the bitch. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
Well, I
I
tell
didn't
you what,
necessarily need that experience.
we know Bo was getting game spit to her by Din when he was like, "I do not know yet how your song ends, but I will be there until the end." And she was all like, "Oh damn," because
I was like X-rating that stuff in my head.
you were. I figured you of all people would be coming up with an X-rated script for that one. So Is it me or is Jim definitely throwing the moves at her and being like, "Hey, House Kreese, you know, you got room in that house? What's up? Your old home got blown up. You want to make a new one?"
He's gonna definitely be showing her what the way was.
And can you blame him? I mean, Katie is kind of cute, you know.
Testify. I mean, be blind, but I'm not that blind.
But have you guys seen the armor? There's a picture of Katie and Emily, who plays the armorer, running around. Man, fire.
So T. Jones is asking if we didn't like Lizzo and Mando.
Absolutely not.
Her acting was terrible.
She's fucking can't act.
They gave her too many freaking lines. They gave her too many freaking lines.
Bullshit. Y'all just saying that because that was Lizzo. She did a good job, man.
You think that shit was acceptable?
She did a good job, bro.
She was terrible.
She was
y'all
hate
the
Mandalorian.
Y'all hate. Nah, y'all niggas is hating.
Wait, excuse me. Was she in the same episode as Jack Black?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack Black and Lizzo did a good job.
Yeah, I thought she did a decent job. Yeah.
That was the weakest episode of the season, just in my opinion.
That shit was rough. Rough.
See, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
Rough.
Look, the only thing I want is that droid that Goku is piloting. When are they gonna make this for real? That you can remote control in your own house and put like a small pet in?
They were started in New York, right? With the dog bots, right? That
Yeah,
you could
I
see
just
in
want
Black
one of
Mirror.
those droids that I can put my dog on.
Everybody needs a Chopper. Everybody needs a complete asshole of a droid like Chopper.
Yeah.
Shocking motherfuckers left and right.
No,
that's what really needs to happen, man.
no,
Society needs a bunch of choppers.
Even She Geek says it was a buddy cop episode. You know what her performance reminded me of? It reminded me of, if you've ever seen what was that movie that Rihanna was in with the aliens and shit? That was fucking
Battleship.
Yeah, Battleship. Yeah, that was like Captain, we're getting shot at. Yo, you want me to fire? Okay.
I mean, look, you got to admit, the climax of that movie where they get the old ship and the old dudes to come fucking beat up some aliens with them was pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, cheesy fucking movie. Like total, not a B movie, more like a C+.
Yeah.
And like, look, when we're looking at the Mandalorian episodes, that one was kind of like the slow pace. And look, Christopher Lloyd's acting wasn't even all that great in that episode either. And I love Christopher Lloyd. I think he's great. I think he's a fucking American icon.
He was just completely insane in that episode.
He was completely insane in that episode, but it was cheese. It was complete fucking cornball.
And that's saying a lot for any type of content where you got Jack Black in the same freaking episode.
Oh, I mean, we were kind of figuring it was going to be a little bit of that, but it was so over the top, and some of the scenes it was like it didn't feel like Star Wars for a while.
Please y'all. It's too hard to please y'all motherfuckers. That's why Marvel is chasing their own damn tails, because y'all ain't never happy. Then
the whole season was based on Mandalorians and like regrouping. And yes, I get they had to come up with a side task in order to be able to get to the army that was parked outside their city, and they had to take care of whatever villain was causing the problem in order to get Grogu his milk before he drinks all the milk. You know that.
I mean, it's old Western time storytelling. It's like the old TV westerns, bro. You got
but that one
you gotta have the side missions, man.
But that side mission was meant for the younger audience watching the show, not for the people who want the Mandalorian lore. We want the mythosaur riding shit, man. And yeah, that's why they're mad, because Darksaber got fucked up.
Well, what do you think about that episode where it was just watching the Rebel Alliance side, like where you see that there's a double crosser or whatever among the group.
Moff Gideon trying to figure out what's going on.
No, where the they're in that records place or whatever, and then
where they introduced.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of like story set up, and there was a little bit of Mando action in that episode, but not a whole lot.
Right, exactly.
that was still like definitely setting up where they were going with the story, but that's more season 4 setup. You can now watch the whole season 3 and see all the unresolved plot points that are obviously going to be for next season, or they're going to be whatever tie-in series is happening next.
Yeah.
So we know that Ahsoka is the next series that's going to happen. If Mando shows up in there and they have any plot threads that tie into there, there's a couple of speculation pieces that I have on where I think they're going to go. And the one big one, look, Moff Gideon had his ass handed to him 3 seasons in a row on Mandalorian, man. Like, let's be honest. First season, he got fucked up. Second season, got fucked up. Third season, well, now he got fucked up again. But
it's scarier because now that we know that Thrawn should be on his way, and we've got stormtroopers and shit running around with jetpacks and fucking the little whistle fucking things,
anymore.
all that shit. I don't know.
Not no more.
Y'all. I ain't watched the episode.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, also, was it too coincidental that, like, okay, we're gonna announce Thrawn this week, and then the next episode, boom, his name is dropped like 8 times in that episode, if not more.
Yeah, and I think that was definitely why they did it that way, is because they're like, look, we announced it at Celebration, so we might as well go ahead and make use of it and get everybody drummed up.
See, man, they should have did that before they announced it at Celebration, so that it would have been a surprise, But then when they do it at Celebration in the next episode, Thrawn this, Thrawn that, that's more lame than having Lizzo in the episode.
Well, what I think is cool is the fact that the actor who played him on Rebels, his voice, Mads Mikkelsen, even though he's in his 60s and everybody's like, he's too old to play him, he's playing him in live action too.
That's awesome.
Just because he's 60,
yeah.
I mean, there's some 60-year-olds out here who look better than fucking 30-year-olds.
Yeah, man, especially if they Hollywood elite drinking out of adrenochrome,
Oh God!
Conspiracy theory.
It's too early. It's too early for the spec matrix, man.
But it's definitely like really cool that the voice actors for both Bo-Katan, and now, Thrawn are filling in their live action space.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I do like that. I do.
So,
like
but it was crazy that even after this was announced and they confirmed who's playing it, there's still people out there that are like in denial. They're like, no way, he's too old to be playing it. And I think one of the people that's on our Discord was like even saying like, no way. I'm like, no. Everybody was like, yeah, he's playing a live action version of himself. And people are like really disappointed that the original sequel trilogy that was written with Thrawn is now kind of like altered. It's kind of like the Dark Horse stuff, right? Some of it's canon, some of it's not. And it's like now we get to
so here's where the Dark Horse stuff gets interesting, because I know they said, well, Dark Horse stuff is not canon, but gotta remember, the Star Wars stuff is returning to Dark Horse in June, I believe. So we got to see what they're going to do with that stuff. They might be returning some of that stuff back, trying to integrate it into some type of weird canon thing.
Well, they were starting with like
the White Vader.
I mean, they've already started with like the hyperspace stories and weren't they supposed to do like the High Republic Adventures too?
Well, I mean, IDW is not doing it anymore,
right? Because they lost that idea or whatever.
They lost a whole bunch of shit. Everybody was on it for like that first week or two, and then nobody gave a damn anymore. No,
and it's funny because unless there's an actual first appearance in a Star Wars book, it's not selling very well.
Yeah,
I mean, it sells well,
but
it's not like
you can pick up 5 random issues, and there's probably a first appearance in there as well too.
Oh yeah, and most of the new stories there's going to be first appearances galore and a lot of that shit. But we are gearing up for the High Republic movie, like all the Star Wars movie hype now. They're getting a cohesive universe. They've actually got more cohesive universe going than the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which Marvel should take notes from what Star Wars is doing. Kind of like keep it together, you know what I mean?
It's like the answers are right in front of you.
But they're kind of doing pretty good though, as far as I mean, besides now that I got my Star Wars fix with Mando, I really am excited for Secret Invasion. Like, I'm looking forward. Like, give it to me now. Like, I want it now. Forget Ahsoka. Like, I can wait for that. But give me that Secret Invasion shit, man.
Do you feel like the last episode ended the way it did, just in case they don't get a next season? As well,
they kind of left it open enough that they could fill it in with a movie or a season, or fill in his story in other shows.
Yeah,
which is, people will also forget that we went a year without a season of Mando because they did the Book of Boba Fett and kind of delayed season 3, but we got Mando showing up in Boba Fett.
Right. Which I think turned around a lot of people's opinions about Boba.
It made
I
Boba
like
Fett
Boba Fett.
better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Search Christopher Great says perhaps Dark Horse will get the Adventures. Ultra Rican now in. Hey, it is what it is. I do think that what's missing is whereas a lot of people have been waiting for Thrawn for a while and they got tired of fucking waiting. Don't forget, we're still waiting on Dr. Aphra. Still, I don't know. Has anybody heard anything on Dr. Aphra and if she's on her way or anything like that? Or are we
I think
just
that's
also-
everyone's just high hopes.
Because remember, Afra's going to be like Rogue One area, no, she'd be in the first trilogy area. But they've now gotten to a point where they have a story that has that has another story with Aphra and Luke in it. They did the Screaming Citadel previously that had the two of them.
Right.
Now there's another issue I saw in previews that's been solicited that shows Aphra and Luke together. We'll see if
well, and then you also have Black Chrysanthemum already running around Book of Boba, so you know.
What if they replace Mara Jade's story with Aphra in this new continuity?
Or if they just take a play out of Marvel, right, and just bastardize the character and put two characters together.
Oh, they've already done that, I think, right? Haven't they?
What, Star Wars? Has Star Wars done that?
I don't know. I don't read enough Star Wars to be a Star Wars expert.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's turn the page a little bit and go forward.
Ooh, like a Dieselgate
I
font.
don't know
Look
if
at
you
that
guys can read
number.
this, but Mario Brothers,
With a B.
$1 billion.
Nice.
Just a few days ago, they were sitting at $830 million. They're sitting at $1 billion. And we are officially off of Easter break, and it's still pushing at least 200 million per. Shut up. So in the meantime, Nintendo has actually said, you know what, since we're doing so great with that, what they're actually going to do is they are going to push more of their games and see if they can do more content, more movies or whatever with them. So you gotta ask yourself, what type of video games or what Nintendo video games did they have that you think that would be good for a new cartoon or a movie or anything? This is my pick. I've definitely, Zelda definitely has had a good year. They've had a lot of niche freaking type of variant freaking video games that just came out. Metroid, I've heard a lot of people talk about that. People had a lot of affinity for Kirby, and people kind of forget this one. Kid Icarus was one of those games back in the day. What about you guys? I don't know if you guys had Nintendo. I didn't have a Nintendo, but what about you guys? Is there any video games, Nintendo video games that you remember that you think might strike it rich as a movie or a TV show?
Yes. All of them, man. I mean, come on. Like, Nintendo's like a gold mine. They got a gold mine of properties. But, okay. So, Boss Logic is the reason why Ahsoka's happening. You guys realize that, right? One of the reasons why.
He's the one who did that initial art piece of Rosario?
Star Fox.
He's the one who did the art piece of Rosario Dawson's likeness turned into Ahsoka. And that was kind of like a really big push. Did you guys see last week? He did a Samus that was Brie Larson.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Boss Logic did that.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice looking. But
well, I mean, like half his prints look like they're like movie posters, anyways.
Right, and this one looked legit, and it was a partially digitized Samus and the armor, but it was Brie Larson underneath it in the likeness, and I was like, oh man, that sends it. And I think she would be a pretty good fit for it, and especially if it's fully animated too, it's a no brainer. Yeah.
So I don't know who Samus Larson is, but yeah, I could see all types of fan.
Samus is the girl from Metroid with the arm gun going after Mother Brain.
Okay. Oh, shit. Definitely could see a lot of young girls trying to cosplay her at a Comic-Con or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
But she's going to have to smile though.
No, she's not. She's got the
Brie
helmet
Larson
on.
doesn't know how to smile.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that she doesn't know how to smile. She just doesn't want to smile for you, Adam.
She doesn't know how to smile.
She doesn't do anything for you. She just let it be known.
You have to make a girl smile. You can't just ask her to. If you ask her to, she's gonna be like, no.
She smiles.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for someone in the chat to say RBF. So
what?
That's how it works, yo.
You never heard that phrase? RBF?
Yep.
Resting bitch face?
Yep.
No, I have.
Okay.
Just shaking my head to it.
Dude, I've known plenty of girls that there's like, oh, I just have a bad case of RBF, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
So that was one of the Nintendo ones that I saw. That was a really good poster. And then someone else imagined Tom Holland as Link. I think it was an AI.
The fuck is roast beef fillet? Are you talking about what you guys used to eat back in the 60s and shit?
Man, the next one they do, man, it has to be Zelda, man.
Yeah. So Martial Art Medicine Star.
Of the ones that are on screen here, like Kirby, he's a vacuum cleaner of a being. Ikari Warriors, it's basically like Greek god stuff. So that might be played out a little bit at this moment. But between Zelda and Metroid, those are the two properties that are on the screen right now that I think have the best opportunity.
Probably Zelda next, then Metroid,
Mega Man.
Well, I'm just thinking about
Man.
Nintendo. I'm just thinking about Nintendo properties and see what the end game would be to do a Super Smash Brothers movie with all of them in there.
Don't forget, there's a Tetris movie coming out soon.
Okay, yeah. So did you hear about that?
The history of Tetris. Yeah.
Do you have any news about the Sonic sequel in your lineup this evening?
Sonic. I do not.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah.
No, I do not.
So I do, because my son is, of course, a Sonic nut. I had to inform him of this. There is actually going to be a Knuckles Paramount Plus TV show that takes place between Sonic 2 and the yet to be released, aiming for late 2024 release, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So a Knuckles television show with Idris Elba.
Huh.
Interesting.
What platforms that go on?
Paramount Plus.
Okay. I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
I'm there. I'm just not really enjoying a whole bunch of their content, and their app is super slow.
Actually,
I don't
their
know,
app has been my number 3 streaming as a lid.
Yeah, look, Paramount Plus has a lot of great content. The problem is I forget that I fucking have it.
Me too, man.
Until I see that fucking weird fucking charge, PP Plus. What the fuck is PP? I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
See, it's always Amazon Prime for me that I forget I have.
Fucking. I mean, I can't forget that because
But I feel like I'm not missing much from Amazon Prime either.
I mean, Star Trek. I should be fucking looking at all this fucking Star Trek content, but I only settle on the animated stuff. There's a bunch of new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff that I should be fucking all over. Transformer stuff that I should be all over. But I just forget that it's even fucking there.
If it wasn't
Nobody's
for Butthead, I would not be on Paramount
exactly
Plus as much as I am.
exactly. They literally just had an episode released this past week,
Yep.
and I would not have known if I hadn't been messing around looking for something else. And then it's just like, hey, what the fuck is that? That little button fucking looks weird. They have no marketing. Their whole marketing team should be flayed or fired or just something because they have no skill. Think about how much you know about freaking when Lord of the Rings shit comes out, or freaking Dungeons and Dragons, or what's the other name of that fucking dragon shit? Game of Thrones fucking comes out, man. Harry Potter. Every time I turn around, man, I'm fucking hearing some shit about fucking Harry Potter, right? I don't hear shit about anything on fucking Paramount Plus. They just a couple weeks ago started talking about The Last Ronin, right? The Last Ronin video game has come out.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yep.
Have you heard anything about it since?
Nope.
I heard about it for a couple days, and then I haven't heard about shit about it since.
Yeah, I heard the announcement, and I heard which game it was supposed to take after or whatever, which I don't even remember at this point. And
I've been Shredder's Revenge, I think.
Well, no, I mean like, because I remember it's on the Unreal Engine, but like it's supposed to be like a similar gameplay as like some other property that's already existing. I don't remember though.
I mean,
was it GTA? Was it that kind of free world?
Who? Okay, so who is this shit for, right? So, I get it. Like Beavis and Butthead, that's for our generation. But who the fuck is Grease? This Grease remake?
Oh, what the origin of the Pink Girl show?
That's what Granny knew.
Yeah,
I'll give them all the origin of the
80 for Brady, which is about those 80-year-old chicks who go to the Super Bowl. Who the fuck is that for? Top Gun Maverick. Babylon is a movie that didn't do well at all at the theaters. It's weird. It's the type of movie that's set to piss Ultra off. Trust me, Ultra. If you feel like you're not mad enough, watch this fucking movie. It's all about. They're like, hey,
I like Sally Field when she was in Smokey and the Bandit. I don't need to have her ruined. She was Aunt May also for a couple movies.
I liked her as Aunt May.
Another remake of Scream. Another remake of Teen Wolf.
Well, is it that new Scream movie that just the Sticks or whatever?
And you know what? And it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I heard that was pretty decent. So I hadn't seen it, but
freaking Rugrats, Transformers, okay. But some of this stuff is just I know who it's for, but
you know it's bullshit too. Paramount Network is the network that has Yellowstone, and they do not show Yellowstone on this.
Really?
They do
show
HBO
Max.
It's only on Paramount Network. Can you watch that? Not on Paramount Plus.
Interesting.
They do show on here 1883 and 1923 time period pieces.
Yeah.
So there it was. The last thing I want to make sure people are aware of. So remember, maybe a month or two ago, there was that art journal piece with the White Queen on there, and it's still selling really well. So there's supposed to be a Loki series, another Loki series, but it's supposed to be around the Lady Loki series. There is an art journal piece that is absolutely freaking gorgeous. It is not on FOC till May, but this one is absolutely freaking gorgeous. It doesn't have like the legs going on and everything, but I tell you what, if you're a front meat man like I am, you will enjoy this piece.
He said front meat.
So are they doing the 1 in 100 treatment to this as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this one, I forget whether this one is the cover A, but there is going to be a 1 in 100 version of this one as well. I will take both. Thank you.
Virgin front meat for the win.
Yeah,
Testify.
Right. So the only question will be how much is it going to cost? Because because the Sins of Sinister Art Germ joint, that one was like $6.99. It was $6.99 a freaking cover. So that's going to be the question here: is how much is this going to be for the cover price? Don't know yet.
Well, the real question is how many stores are going to do variants for this as well?
In order to get that 1 in 100.
Don't give them any. Don't.
Dude, we
Don't
don't
give them
have
any
to.
ideas.
They're probably like.
Man, they're going to hire the fucking biggest second-rate artist they can find to do a cover, just so they can get 30 of them 1 in 100s, bro.
You know, I have an idea, but it would never get approved by Marvel.
Huh?
I have an idea, but Marvel would never approve it.
So why don't you do it on an indie, like that Sokka the Clown shit?
It's a cosplay variant. You can get away with.
I mean, you guys saw that last week, right? If you watched the secret variant last week, the Sokka the Clown, the Batman. Remember the Batman cover that got canceled?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, all a store has to think of also is like, oh, Loki season 2 is coming out, so I should probably jump onto this bandwagon and do.
Well, I'm just wondering what the 1 in 25 looks like if there's a 1 in 100 Art Germ Virgin. Is the 1 in 25 or the 1 in 50 sellable?
True.
What Ultra said.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about comics. Why are you guys asking me?
Because you're the man.
It's because it's
going
to say
art. I don't know shit. I don't
art
know
not available right
you're
now.
A comic
That's what it's going to say right now.
Recognize.
All right. So before we start talking about FOC, unless you guys have something else, before we go into FOC, we're just going to take a little break so I can pour me a little drink. In the meantime, just go ahead and enjoy this little trailer from DC.
Well, I'm going to get something to drink real quick.
Frank Miller, creator of Sin City and 300, returns to The Dark Knight, the graphic novel series that started it all. Can Batman save the planet from the mysterious Master Race? Find out in the final chapter of the groundbreaking trilogy, Batman The Dark Knight, Master Race. Available wherever graphic novels are sold.
Another Frank Miller masterpiece. Hardcover is coming out pretty soon, so make sure you get with your local comic book shop, and I should be able to hook you up.
So you know something crazy?
What's that?
The remember the hardcover of the Dark Knight 3s?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the white hardcovers?
Yes. Yep.
Did you know that when you put them together, they had an image on the spine?
I did not know that. Really?
Yeah. And volume 1, very low print. Believe it or not.
So what would be the price of some of those hardcovers? Like $100 a pop?
I don't know. You have to see what they're selling for, but I know that. Hold on, I'll go pull it. I know I got one.
Okay. Well, while we wait for Ultra, we can pull that up. We're going to start on some of the DC books that are on FOC. First one that I have up is a Batgirls number 18. This is the cover B by David Marquez. So hold up. Yeah, I remember that one.
So this has an image that comes together on the spine. You can see some of the color right there. When you put all of the hardcovers together, you see the complete image. And it's Jim Lee's sketch art on the cover of it too.
Yeah.
Mine is still sealed.
Jeez.
Never unsealed.
Does it have the cover price on it?
Yes. $12.99.
So 3 of them together with shipping and handling, a little bit over $50 original, but you said it's low print, so something to keep in mind, ladies and gents. Those hardcovers and some of those omnibuses, which are definitely fucking expensive as fuck.
Hell yeah.
I've actually never seen the complete image on the spine.
Yeah. So yeah, this one right here was the Batgirls 18, David Marquez. Next one we have up is the Cover C Crystal Kong AAPI Heritage Month cardstock variant. Old girl out there drinking bubble tea because apparently that's supposed to be Asian, I guess. Then you have the 1 in 25 Robbie Rodriguez graffiti cardstock. World's Finest, number 15, Vengeance of the Ultramorpho. It's supposed to be the Rise of Ultramorpho. I guess this is like a new look for Morpho. This is Dan Mora variant. Then you got your cover B, Daniel Sampier and Bruno Redondo. And then there's your 125, Walter Simpson and Laura Martin. Not sure why they're playing chess in the park. It looks like half the board is kind of jacked up, but all right.
But years on the bat suit and the bat belt, bro.
So I will say that it's weird because it looks like Batman has a checkmate because he's got the queen on the left hand side, which would automatically just rule the roost. But all right. Then number 15, you also have a 150 Nicholas Draper.
So this one caught my eye too because of the Batman Beyond and Superman of the future. This is their first appearance was actually doing very well for their first DCU appearance on that one annual cover. I know a lot of people are loving that one.
Mm-hmm.
But do they appear in the book?
So I don't think I have a preview for it yet, but they probably do. DC has actually been pretty good about putting motherfuckers on the cover and actually inside the book, unlike Marvel lately. Black Adam number 11, cover A by John Zhang. Not sure who that is on the left hand side, but it says Kiss of Death. Then there's your cover B by Eddie Barros and Matt Herms. Kind of wondering who that young lady is on the bottom right corner. I'm not sure who that is. I need to get caught up on Black Adam. This is your cover C by Daniel Bayliss.
Obviously, he's upside down.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they flipped the cover, though. Like, if the artwork was originally supposed to be the other way around. And they were like, no.
Or they just got the artwork wrong, upside down.
That's what I'm thinking, is that yeah.
Oh, but his signature's at the bottom.
It is. But they could have easily photoshopped and flipped it. Because that looks like he came up and is doing like a little loop, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that actually looks better on that cover. Somebody should do a store variant and just flip the cover.
That's gonna become a thing now. Be careful.
Hey, I would buy into that because I'm tired of these fucking covers, and it's just a version or a different variant of the shit that the stores are having incentives for. I'm tired of that shit.
Well, I mean, they were doing that with the wraparound covers, right? Making them horizontal covers.
We're also doing it with the Yay covers and making them foils now.
How about we just go with? Can we go a year without any retailer exclusives? Just,
no, you can't even go. You can't even go a week without one.
You know,
I'm surprised it's not daily.
You can't even go a fucking day. You can't go an hour without somebody announcing some bullshit.
Oh, check out my new exclusive. Check out the new exclusive from this store.
Well, I mean, I might piss off some distributors, but if the retailers just got together and says, fuck you on these retailer exclusives.
I mean, they making money off of it though, so. But you know, at the same time, you they run the risk of watering down your product.
I mean, they could be making more because if it's costing the company say $1 or $1.50 to make that book, and they're getting charged $10-15 per book, then guess what? You need to freaking hold out. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Because if it costs 10 to 15, of course I gotta charge $25 to $50 per book in order to make any type of fucking profit. But I don't know.
No, it's and in my opinion, man, I feel like the dangerous side of these exclusives is that it's a lot of retailers that don't got the talent to be an artist, that don't have the talent or the drive to be a writer, and that just can't be comfortable being a collector. So these retailer exclusives have made people feel like a creator in a sense, when in reality you really not creating nothing, especially at the level where it's being done now, where we get nothing but homages or a version
There you
of
go.
a cover that was already released or a
There you go.
foil, like the Batman and the Superman fucking foils. No offense to
Knife.
anyone.
Knife, why you cussing them people out like that? Don't be doing that.
No, I'm
Other
just
people need to
saying,
do it,
man.
you
man.
Like,
People need to
fucking
go to
cussing out our
school.
friends and everything. God damn, man.
I'm not. I'm just
he
saying,
trying to
man.
fucking
Saying
burn the
names?
bridges and shit. I'm still
I'm
holding
not
out.
burning no
These motherfuckers
bridges.
come on and give me free shit.
I'm
man.
just saying, man.
Make sure to use the code. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Look, Manny make a good point. It took a
all those
week for retailers to drop the Spider-Man 7 covers, and all of them bitches was homages.
True.
Come on, man.
any retailers that are listening, this is not necessarily opinion of me or Comic Crusaders. Knife is on his own right there. So if you want to still send me some free shit, go ahead. If you
You
don't,
know what?
fuck you.
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
Look, fuck the retailers, because I know the people gonna back me. I know the people gonna back me 110%.
Yep. So yeah, that was Manny. Says took a week for those retailers to drop a Spider-Man #7 exclusive, and most of them were homage covers. So yeah, so I agree with that point because here's what retailers are doing, right? For the ones that aren't doing exclusives, the ones that are going looking at the incentives, like okay, I need this money and that many, and I'm going to buy this many because I don't think there's going to be that many out there, so they're kind of adjusting their numbers on that. And then at the FOC, a week after that, all of a sudden, now there's these freaking retailer exclusives that are coming out. And guess what? When you got all these retail exclusives out there, that takes money out of your fucking pocket because you couldn't adjust your numbers off of that shit. It would be a little bit more respectful if they let everybody know that there was going to be retail exclusives beforehand, right? There's plenty of companies out there that do that. Like Marvel will do that. DC does it sometimes. Image definitely is doing it right now. But when you don't have that information until a week after, it makes it harder for you to make that, and that's on purpose. That's to definitely fuck you to all the other retailers. When these companies could at least let the other retailers know, like, hey, you had the opportunity to do that. Like, nah, it telling us to go fuck ourselves. All right. Black Adam #11, 125, Juanjo Lopez card stock. Then there's your
Kitty versus Kitty.
yes sir, Kitty on Kitty,
Gotta
Cabeza
get me some
Kitty.
of that.
A lot of leather,
Almost a
lot of
scissor.
leather and whips and chains and corsets all over the place, man. On this one.
Awesome sauce.
Yep. I think this one is David Nakayama, Catwoman #55. Then there's your Sweeney Boo car stock. This one is your 1 in 25, I believe. This one is your Cho, AAPI Heritage Month. This is your Rian Gonzalez. There's also a Virgil for this one. The Cyborg #1. There's several covers for this one. The thing to note about this one is that there's a little weird storyline going on in this one, and I actually saw a preview for this one. It kind of focuses in on the relationship between Cyborg and his father, Silas. Um, and there's going to be some big changes for Silas. Nothing that I think that people are going to want to grab this book about, but there is definitely a costume costume change in this one. So I'm just putting that out there. Here's your cover B. Here's your design variant. For Flash, $7.99. There's your Torrin Clark. Got to have some bondage, of course.
Hells yeah. Spec it up. Fuck it.
Well, if there was any fucking Flashes getting pegged by a grandma,
Well, it happens, man. Project Pegasus is
maybe
cool.
maybe in your world, Adam, but
Flash is going to be the fastest man alive, and Project Pegasus teaming up and test the time. Can I just complain about we're going to get the issue 800, and then DC is going to renumber the Flash, so why should I give two shits about issue 800?
They just did the 750 anniversary issue, right?
Well, I wouldn't say just did it, but yes, that was their last big milestone. But now 800's coming for Flash and for Wonder Woman.
Mm.
Yep. And then we're going to get a new number one for the Flash.
Yeah, that's what you were saying in the live chat tonight. That
I read when
800,
I was
they're gonna
ordering
remember
for the solicits. I was a little annoyed when I saw that.
But at least it's 801 that they're renaming number one, and not number 27.
Not
They're
doing the
going,
bullshit Batman thing. So I was happy about that.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be Spider-Man, where they're off by one issue for their anniversary all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Every year.
Okay. All right, so there's going to be a 1-25 Edwin Galmon. Never heard of him. But the solicitor says, uncovering the truth about what happened to the third child. Wally and team was infiltrated the dangerous compound known as the Nest in hope of saving their newborn while battling their formidable Granny Goodness. And then there's your 150 Bondage and Chains Getting Pegged by Grandma variant by Torrin Clark. Foil. Pop Scars by Sumerian. A lot of corsets, fishnets, leather, mask.
This Blind Adam avenue right here.
Oh,
thank you,
Triple
sir.
X. Triple X. And then, so there's also, I guess it's like a kind of a bookcase for Sandman, where they've got these hardcover books, but it's like the helm of Sandman, and you get to put the books inside the helm. That's a freaking thing. I think this is $500. Yep, $500. So, but if you are interested in, let me know. Of course, I'll hook you guys up with a discount. And this is the second one. So there's the Helm Masterpiece Edition, Direct Market Edition, which was this one, and then this one is the other Masterpiece Edition. I believe you were talking about this one on your show, Ultra.
Yeah,
the Man of Tomorrow.
What kind of bullshit is that? Superboy beating up Doomsday? As if.
Yeah, this one is the 1-25 Jason Howard. Here's your Jamal Campbell. Oh, looks like the PDF just popped in there, so I gotta take some time to read that one.
Actually, that's another book. That's Superman number 4 versus the Superboy number 2.
Yep.
So this one was wild though, because the Kryptonite Claw showed all the different Kryptonites.
Can't show all the Kryptonites.
Yeah, it's a weird storyline. So there's this weird doctor who's been experimenting on heroes to include Parasite. He's going after the Silver Banshee right now because he wants to see what type of effect Kryptonite has on these other freaking type of inhuman superhero type, or not necessarily hero, but inhuman type deals to see what effect it has on them. Also, there's a really interesting story about Lex Luthor and what he was actually doing before Superman even arrived. So apparently he was a superhero. So he has a superhero name in this freaking book. First appearance of Lex Luthor as whoever the fuck this is, as if this is true. So I'm just putting that out there. Don't speculate on this book. Fuck this book, but I'm just letting you guys know what's going on in this one. And then there's your Miko Sayan. Here's your Nathan Zerdy. And it's kind of an expensive book at $5.99. Then there's your 125 Pamela Hoochboom. Then there's your 150 Ramona Fredon and Sandra Hope cardstock. And lastly, there's a 1/100 Jamal Campbell foil. Oh, excuse me. I said lastly. There's also
Bermejo.
apparently, a Bermejo foil. It's
Yeah,
actually
I was
not
a little weirded
bad.
out by that too. They did a 1 in 100, and then there's this one, which is not a 1 in 100. This looks like it's open order.
Yeah, it's open order. But the other ones were $5.99. The foil is $7.99. So that's something to keep in mind. Then there's your Titans 1. This one is your Jen Bartel. It looks like there's a PDF preview that just popped in. There's your blank cover. And then there's your 1 in 25 Dan Mora. Here's your 1 in 50 Simone DeMeo. And there's your 1 in 100 Nicholas Scott. Visual number 1 is about a brand new super team. I forget their first appearance. It was just recently within the last month or so. But here's their new book. There is your cover B by Namit Malavia. There's your cover C, Mahan AP Heritage Month. Here's your 1 in 25 Anand RK cardstock. And lastly, there's your 150 by Lalit Kumar Sharma, which has a design of Dodge, also known as Dina Combe. I don't know why she's got one with knee pads, one without, but all right, girl, you do you. And of course, the DC cover of the week might just be this one. People have been asking me about this one for a while now. Wonder Woman number 799, cover B, the Raza cardstock.
Man, I can't believe they did not do any other variations of that, including a virgin or a foil.
Oh wow.
Store exclusive.
Just a B cover. Well, the one Titans book did that too with the Jim Lee, B cover, which was the best one by far.
Somebody will do a foil store exclusive on this one.
Yeah, with all the Comic Cons that are coming
Expo
up.
will do it.
Yeah, with all the Comic Cons that are up, they'll probably do
Oh
it.
yeah, it'll be
I
a
can see
pink foil.
Expo doing the foil of this.
That's the new thing now, is doing a pink foil right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a blue and a pink and a green and the rainbow foil.
There's your Terry Dodson. And then there's a 1 in 25 by Chris Crystalera. Uh-oh. There he is. Let's zoom in on this motherfucker, see how high he is, how gassed up he is. Oh no, this dude got a fresh cut and everything.
I'm lit.
Lit with a fresh cut his beard down and everything.
I'm just got back from dropping some clothes off, you know what I mean?
He's so high from 420, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. you know that's tradition, man. That's like, I think I was telling my wife yesterday, I think we take it for granted because that shit is not the same.
Now, you were dropping off at Goodwill or?
No. My daughter spent the night at my mom's house, so she went over there after school, and she's like, "Dad, I don't got no clothes. There's nothing over here right now I want to wear," so I had to go take her some pajamas and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, man, you missed some heavy discussions. We were talking about Star Wars Mandalorian. We were talking about.
I was listening. I was watching while I was out on the road. You know what I'm saying? I was keeping up.
He was talking about your boy freaking Kang and whether they're going to replace him or not, man, and all the layoffs and shit, man. And it's been a wild week, or actually, it's been a wild month for Marvel and Disney right now. So,
I mean, if they I mean, you know, if he's on trial and stuff, I mean, how can you, you know, stand behind him? But then you can't can those movies either. Marvel ain't DC.
Mm.
You know, they're not gonna eat that and take it on the chin. Like Marvel's like, shit, you finna be in this movie. You can't cancel him after the fact, but we finna launch this movie. You finna be in this movie.
Let's see. How many video game exclusives do you need exactly? Yeah, and the other point of contention was like with all the incentive variants that we just went over, all these homages and video game exclusives and everything, man. It's done and over with, man. Just I've got so many freaking friends that are artists that have been turning in really great work, nasty work. I tell you what, some of these women, man, y'all artists, y'all nasty. I love you. I love your work. Y'all just nasty. But they necessarily need some work, man. So, but I guess you just missed DC, the DC FOC. Now we're starting to turn into the Diamond bullshit.
Gotcha.
One of Ultra's favorite artists, Lula Lote.
Tula.
Hey, when I'm 4 drinks in right now.
I know,
so
man. I know. I'm just making sure. Don't need you.
That's when the speech starts to slur.
That's what that is.
Yep, Masquerade number 5. Yep. I done finished. I think I got one more bottle left of that Fireball. I'm saving it for something special.
Is that the stuff you were drinking last week?
Nah, that was like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Is it still in that the heart-shaped box?
Mm-hmm. Blue Book number 4 has got a cover 1 in 10 by Sheehan, but I tell you, yeah, it's okay. There's actually a cover that's coming out this week with that freaking dog that I actually really love.
Anybody reading that book? I mean,
I read the first issue and that's it.
I read like the 4 issues when it was like on Substack, but that's been so many months ago. I don't
same story though, or it's the same book that was on Substack though.
Yeah. So it was out digitally like 2 years ago. At this point, yeah.
I'm just waiting for a trade at this point, or to see if I can go back in my Substack and find it that way.
It's not a Department of Truth or something's killing children. It's not that good yet, but who knows? No. Frank, was it a Mothman number 1? A conspiracy? Because conspiracists love this freaking story about the Mothman, so you never know what's going on with it. Holy shit! Is he going?
Let's fucking go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's fucking go.
What up?
That's what I'm talking about.
Spidey, Hunter,
Salute.
6.
Finally,
East Coast representative in the building. I gotta hold it down for Mighty Mel V. Fellow New Yorker in the building was good.
There we go. We got him. City Boys up. We got him.
Keep talking about Star Wars. Keep talking about Star Wars, and this motherfucker will appear eventually.
Hold on.
I knew if I clicked my heels a few times, he'd be up in this motherfucker.
Everybody pull out your phones if we can mark the day.
Smokers come through late.
Hey, you see me. Hey, Spidey, you see me. I'm over here quiet.
I'm putting it together.
I'm right with you. So you know what I mean? I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up to the drunken chat crew. You know what I'm saying?
Look, our speed dabbers are here early.
I was out on the road and I didn't want to hit the pin, so I was like, man, let me wait and I'm gonna roll. So.
No, man, we gotta. I had to go to the moon before I went live for my own show.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I see all the
moon tunes,
So I'm the only sober motherfucker here.
But look at you. You have fallen asleep with this motherfucker.
About to go to work.
I had just finished and I jumped on. I was like, kind of like, oh, cool. Drunken Chat's already started.
Yeah, man.
So,
See, you guys start early now, right? We start early, right? But you guys got to remember, that's like 5 p.m., baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just
Oh, man, we're not starting that early for you, man.
I gotta go.
Yo, when Remo hit me at like 4:30 his time, it was like, you coming on tonight? I'm like, motherfucker, it's the afternoon. Where you at?
Exactly. I be forgetting, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, these motherfuckers is already knee deep in the evening right
But
now.
Look, we have a group chat, and then Remo be replying at like 9 a.m. my time, and that'd be weird me out because I'm like, bro, it's like 6 o'clock your fucking time. What the fuck you doing?
I be up, man.
Bro. You should be sleeping.
Yo, I'm up at 4 every day, man. And I don't even have to be, but that's my
I know, because those mornings when I'm up at like 6 a.m. and you reply, I'm like even more weirded out. I'm like, you go to bed yet?
Up, boy, I'm up.
I mean, I stay up late too myself. You know, I'm about to head to work for a few hours tonight myself. You know, just the nature of the beast.
Like, let me find out for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So we want to bring Spidey on and talk about all the Star Wars good shit, because that's definitely is laying everything. So let me get through.
I only know a little bit just because we be watching the show, and we speak every day. Like, it's my first time on the show, but I speak to these brothers every day. Like, we're talking all the time in the background and stuff like that. So when we're talking about Mandalorian, especially me and Remo, it's like I watched the Rebels show, and I read a little bit of the book, so it's like I know at least enough that's missing from the show to where it's like I'm looking forward to some shit, or at least I can explain some shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
As well as all the Spidey chatter as well. All the Spidey.
Yeah. Let me get back through. Let me get through the rest of these FOCs real quick, and then let's go back to Mandalorian, because I definitely want to hear from Remo and Spidey Hunter. Let's take a break and talk about that. Run back on that Mandalorian. So let you guys freaking talk on that. So Frank Frazetta, Mothman has got a blank joint. And then the one that's I really love is this one of 2020. It's got that retro freaking magazine feel to it. And I think they got a version. No, it's just this one of 20 freaking retro freaking bent joint. I love the freaking retro freaking truck that's fucking just on somebody's fucking front yard out there. That one's freaking amazing. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Saturday Morning Adventures, they've got this 1 of 10. And then there's also a 1 of 25, that's the Virgin. Arcade Kings #1, that's the 1 of 10. And then there's also 1 of 15, that's got kind of like a black and white by Burnett. Our buddy Tony Fleeks, Dark Ride #6 is continuing to turn in some quality work on this one. Daredevil and Echo #1. Don't know why they're so persisting on doing Echo.
Yo, you hating on Echo.
Cares. I know people have a lot invested in Echo, but the people
that cover look good though.
Talking, it does look good. I'm not going to hate on the cover, but nobody cares about Echo right now. And trust me, I've got enough Echo covers sitting around this motherfucker. I feel comfortable saying fuck this character, and Disney has said fuck that character, because remember how she was supposed to have a season 2 or her own little fucking thing? Well, that's not happening right now because nobody cares about this martial arts freaking death Native American thing. Huh? Victoria has already said Victoria Alfonso got fired for this dumb shit, right? No.
Wait. That's not her name, is it?
Victoria Alfonso?
That's her name?
Victoria Alfonso is the executive. Yeah, the executive.
Well, maybe they fired her because
they gotta have representation. Say, okay, bet what you got. Well, I got this deaf. I got this deaf Native American chick that does like martial arts. All right, what else you got? That's it.
She's missing a leg.
Fuck out of here. And she's fighting with these Russian mobsters and this other guy who also happens to be freaking deaf. Oh, okay, he's deaf too, but is he like black? No, he's white, but he's also a lawyer. What the fuck is going on? What are y'all?
Well, you see how her Phoenix powers work are she hears everything and sees everything and can talk now.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's not even disabled no more.
Wait, when she became the Phoenix?
Yeah.
Does she have to
that
turn
could've
in
been
her
the Phoenix
placard for her car?
I stopped reading Avengers a while
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
So.
right. Nah, she can't give that up.
She
When
can't
she
park in
get
front of
you,
the stores anymore.
I'm gonna keep going before Comic Crusaders calls HR on my ass. I'm figuring.
we gonna get that. We gonna get that
Excuse me,
Lucas
Lucas.
fine.
Just stay as a comic crusader, so I think you're good.
Yeah, right.
Extreme Venomverse number 2. Does anybody care about Venom or Carnage at this fucking point?
Not at this point.
No,
I don't-
Marvel has prostituted out the entire fucking Spider-Verse, and it's sad.
That's an insult to prostitutes, but that's keep going.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say prostitutes, sex workers. Okay. You know what I mean?
No, you can say I'm an expert, and I should know. You can say prostitutes.
Say it with me,
Sex
everybody.
worker is a woke term.
Hey, just because
Whores.
hey, just because they're your friends, Adam, and they allow you to call them that, doesn't mean I can do that. All right. That's what I'm saying.
Me, as a fellow comic crusader, I'm doing it.
Don't call. Hey, just don't
Shout out-
call them.
Comic crusaders
Yeah.
have a problem with it.
Shout out to
They can take care
Autumn.
of me.
Yeah, shout out to Autumn South. We love you, babe. Not talking about you. How's Eve? Number 3, the 125 by Savage.
Marguerite.
Actually, not bad actually. Hellcat number 3, 125 by Garbett.
I thought you said
Spider-Man.
Hellcat. I was like, what?
Spider-Man 2099, Dark Genesis number 4. There's been a lot of
Yo, hold on.
appearances in this 2099
Do y'all-
universe.
Do y'all realize that these Spider-Man 2099s have been on FOC and number 1 hasn't released yet?
Oh,
Nah, I
really?
did peep that.
What?
This is issue 4 and number 1 hasn't even come out yet, and they all have 1 in 25s. How many shops you think is ordering this shit without even seeing the first book?
Well, if the 1 in 25 looks anything like what they've solicited, none.
Yeah, those look
'Cause
terrible.
They've all looked like this. They've all looked like shit, and I don't think anybody's even interested in them at all.
They all got the Punisher on the cover.
Yeah, it looks
Nah,
like
like
a
each-
fucking
each-
insert from the old
each-
Marvel universe.
No, each issue has each 1 in 25 has the 2099 character. Like the previous issue had Daredevil, the one before had the Blade 2099. They each have like the new version of whatever these 2099 characters are.
Who is Jacob
Yeah.
Gallows? Is that so? I guess is that a first appearance of a character or something like that?
I
Is that
assume
in
so.
Frank Castle?
Issue 1 ain't even come out yet, so I have no fucking clue.
I know, right?
I realized it when I was looking today. I'm like, issue 4? I'm like, issue 1 ain't even come out. And that's when I realized ain't none of them come out yet. They've all been solicited every week with these ratios, and no one's seen a copy yet or read the story.
Yeah,
There you go.
Dark Genesis was
Yeah, they got me with that one. I'm not doing this one. They got me with that one. I'm good on this one.
Yeah.
Marshall Hartman says we need a one-leg Native American martial artist. That's what we need.
Okay.
Y'all gonna go to hell.
There's a room reserved there for me already.
I'm so sorry, Lord, and I pray with the starving pygmies in Africa. Star Wars Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, number 2, 125. That first issue has some absolute crazy freaking characters that are crazy covers that are coming out this week. We will get into that later when I start talking
That
about
1 in 25 is beautiful.
A million store exclusives.
Yeah.
That's what killed it. That's what killed it.
Who else? Who has them so far though? Is that the Gauntlet?
I don't know. Star Wars High Republic, number 10, 1 in 25 by you. Not you, Remo. Guy's name.
I think that's the Gauntlet. Right? You're gonna start talking up the Gauntlet now.
Marshall Hartman says also the gay Venom is the hero we needed.
What the fuck?
Best they can do is Ninja Venom followed by a Jester.
Absolutely beautiful, kind of in an Ethiopian weird kind of way. Storm number 1 has a 1/100 by Art Germ.
Yeah, I actually preferred that Hellfire outfit.
Not bad. Not bad.
This was before she broke bad and went Brotherhood. Remember?
Mm.
She actually rocked this outfit for a minute there when she was like queen of, like regent of Krakoa.
Still trying to rock her African roots with the neck rings and shit.
Yeah, and then the lightning bolt and the hair on the one side. Fuego.
Hey. Then there's A1
that right there, however.
Yep, the Torrin Clark storming a bike.
Yeah.
Going to be ignored. The Warlock Rebirth #2, 1/25 by Kane. It's a remastered piece of art.
So let's all talk about this real quick because you got the Noto variant up too.
I do not.
Pull up the Noto, if you could, please, sir.
Yep.
If you could, my good sir. So that's your variant. Nobody's going to give a shit about this, but you know what cover they are going to give a shit about?
Now there's one out there with the young lady on there. I didn't know there was a female. Eve. That's her name. It was that issue #1.
She appeared in issue
#1, but she's on the cover of #2 as Noto depicted her. So this is the caveat, and I want everybody to pay attention to what's going on here.
Gotcha.
That's the first official cover because somebody did a store exclusive with her on it for issue #1.
Yes,
so there is a store variant for #1 that's got her on it. But if you're chasing the first, regular cover of Eve, Phil Noto's on an open order for issue #2. But the 1/25, which is not her first appearance, should not be chased by any means necessary. She first appears in issue #1. So if you really want to chase a book, you're chasing the Thanos 1/100 Alex Ross sketch. Okay.
1/1000, you said, or
1/100. So if you want to spec on her first appearance, you're trying to buy that 1/100 as cheap as possible. And then you're going to try to find that store exclusive if you really have to have it. But they basically fucked Marvel by having a store variant instead of having this be. This should have been a variant cover for issue #1, to be honest. It should have been like a 1/50 or something. If she first appears in issue #1, the fact that they did not put that on issue #1 is an editorial fuck up.
Yeah, they gave it away.
Yeah, I mean,
you see, the 1/100 is what you're saying everybody should go for.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah, the one with Thanos. Okay, I got that one.
Yeah, Alex Ross sketch because that's her first appearance. That's the highest ratio of her first appearance. So, the people who did the store variant, you should probably hit them up, see how much they want for their 1/100s because they got like 30 of them minimum, maybe 45 of them, maybe 40 of them. I mean,
Fighting Code Name says chase someone away from these books.
That's a good decision to run away from them.
Yeah, because I've seen some 1/100 so far. Yeah, a couple months after the villain joints have dropped down to like $10, $19.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You're trying to chase this one as cheaply as possible. If you're trying to spec on Eve's first appearance, but it's a 5-issue miniseries, and Adam Warlock could drive a lightning bolt through her chest and kill her.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like in issue 4.
What happened to Star? Come on now. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm glad you asked. What happened to all the living embodiments of the Infinity Gems, and what happened to the last one that was yet to be revealed?
I was buying them shit too, like an idiot.
I mean,
but I did. I knew after a while. I was like, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, they got me. I was like, nah, fuck that. Now going back and looking for all these goddamn stones. They're not gonna do shit with these stones at all.
Well, that's a storyline they never resolved, even in Black Cat. Like we were still yet to find out who the final Infinity Stone was going to be.
That's what I'm saying. They broke them all up and then they gave them to different people, and nothing happened to those characters.
Well, these were people that were entities
normal people,
of the stones. It was even weirder than that.
Nah, but remember like the what was the one and remember they gave it to the dude in prison? He had one of the stones. Like they split all the stones up. They gave them to different people. Some of them were normal people.
Yeah, and then that new synthezoid little Vision kid was
there was a gang
Soul
of them.
Stone
Like,
embodied.
yeah,
Star is the Reality
Star.
Stone.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I remember because I did a Spec Matrix on this shit. Like, I'm like trying to track down all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
What's his name? The dude from Spider-Man issue 7.
Here's a question.
You know, it's one of those things.
Here's a question. Here's the second print, and there's this female on there. Who's that?
That is the female who found his cocoon. It might actually be Sue Richards.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all Fantastic Four shit.
There's that RoboCop stretch face looking motherfucker that's being talked about in a movie coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody catch that line in that preview?
No.
He called him a stretch face looking RoboCop motherfucker.
What was that?
Star-Lord talking about
oh right, yeah.
about High Evolutionary.
I love how his references are so time specific. It's like, you really left Earth at this time.
Yeah, he left Earth in the 80s for sure.
That's all he remembers.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, moving on to House of Slaughter, number 15, 1 and 25. This one is also available as a cover A, and this one's by Manahini.
I was about to say he had some big ass kneecaps.
I need to catch up on this series. I'm behind.
Is it over?
This is the one-armed gay man hero that you needed.
You see that?
They changed story arcs. So it started out.
I'm serious. People think I'm fucking around. Oh, this is a one-armed gay man in House of Slaughter. This is the dude.
That's really one arm. I'm looking at the picture. That's really one arm. My man got a stump.
Yeah, I just peeped there right now. I was talking about the dead bodies or whatever look like big ass kneecap.
That's the Black Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
that's the Black Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay. I will tell you this. I was hating on this book when it first started, but this is the type of cover that makes me think maybe I should go back and check it out and see what this book is actually going on.
I know. I just wait for Aaron to break it down. I just be like, "What happened?"
Well, around issue number 5, Yee was like, "Fuck this book."
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, because I still need. I think I need to read up to 11 to whatever's current to what 15. 14, something like that. Yeah, so I'm just behind like a story arc.
All right. Here's your 1 to 75. Now, Ninth? You were talking about somebody. Is Ninth still here? No, he bounced because he was talking about an actor that could possibly play King and fill in for King. I can see that same dude playing this guy right here.
Oh, the guy from Snowfall.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gimson.
Yeah.
Then there's your there's a cover G FOC reveal that just got revealed today, or excuse me, actually yesterday.
That looks kind of cool. Or maybe I'm just really stoned. I can't tell.
Then there's your
nice.
Yeah.
Seasons Have Teeth number 2, 1 and 25 by Fayumara. Here's your question number 6 from Whatnot, 1 to 10 by John Boy.
Oh, it's more than one issue? That's amazing.
Yeah. Deja Thoris, number 3, Joshua Sway. Wesley Snipes, Exiled. Puck artist with the color number 1. Here we go. This one is going to be an interesting thing to see what's going on with this one because I think it was last year, Man Goat and Bunny Man had a really great fucking one out here by Zenoscope. Went freaking nuclear. It was right out the gate. It was a $30 to $50 freaking book. This one is and that was for 1 to 10. So right now,
Green Eggs and Ham one.
Green Eggs and Blam.
Yep, Green Eggs and Blam. Right. So here we go. This one is Bunny Man Here's Boom. Okay, 1 in 10. This one's out there. Don't know if it's going. I don't think it's going to sneak up on anybody, but Just want to put it out there that that's
I
out.
It's
mean,
gonna be great.
since it's a different series compared to the other one, do you think it is going to sneak up on people?
I don't know.
No, because Zenoscope fans are hornballs and they keep pretty close tabs on their books.
Okay, so like once that style hits the market like high or whatever, and then
I mean,
the ones
the
that follow
people,
it can
the
just
people
like
who cause
settle
the
down.
price spikes on these books are not the people who normally buy them. They're the people who are like, "Oh shit, I want the TNA cover," and then they go and look for it, and they realize they can't find it, and then they got to pay more for it.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Zenoscope people pretty much are on par with knowing what's coming, and they're going to order their books as they come. I mean, some of them even they have like Deja has a better chance to sneak by than this.
These aren't going to be out of game. These aren't going to be like heavily ordered though. These aren't going to be like at every shop. So I mean,
but Zenoscope will probably have these at their table at shows.
but that's what I'm saying. You're not going to be able to
Yeah.
get those like that at the shop though. Like you're not going to unless you order it. You know what I mean?
If your LCS
Unless you have a
orders it,
shop
it's-
owner like me who specializes in TNA.
Yeah, that type of shit.
Adam has a full shop for TNA, I hear.
And you have a customer base who's all about TNA because that's what
Right.
you cultivated.
It's Adam Haha says it'll be ordered. It's a 1 in 10, right? The other covers aren't that great. So, for instance, the one other cover is this one, which is okay. It looks like it's kind of a ripoff of Tony Fleeks and Trish Forstner with that kind of Disney type of feel. It's the Man, Goat, and Bunny 2023 special cover D by Pretiano.
No, that's a Warner Brothers picture. That's Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but you got to understand why they actually went after this type of style because Tony Fleeks and Trish Forstner have been hot using that freaking type of style. So they say, hey, if it works for them, let's see if it works for us. So retailers are going to have to order this one and maybe another one, maybe 5 of the other one, in hopes that this one will, right here, will pop.
I might.
You order 10 of them to get the 1 in 10.
Yeah, I mean, you only got to buy 10 copies. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to, 10 copies. Not that bad.
So it's a heavy decision. So you got to do that. And so yeah, that was the last of that one. So now I wanted to go back to find out Remo and Spidey Man. Did you guys listen to or did you guys watch Mandalorian? What did you guys think?
I was wrong.
You was robbed.
I thought the lady from.
Hold on. I think somebody's got their volume up on high because I keep hearing myself. Here you go. Oh wait, it's still a little hot. All right, go ahead, Remo.
No, I was gonna say I thought everything I thought wasn't right. Like so, but I mean it was. It threw me for a loop a little bit, but I still got my ideas. I don't think that I don't want to spoil it because I don't know if everybody's watched it yet.
Nah, fuck that. Spoil it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
9th left, so we're good, right?
So like I don't. He found all of those clones, right, of Moff Gideon, and he killed them, right, or destroyed them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like the way Moff Gideon went out, that was a clone. Like, why would he be there with all of the clones? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he sent himself like a clone to kind of defend it because he was strong, but he was a little dumb. You know what I mean? Like, just like I don't know. It didn't seem like I don't know. It was a good episode. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I just feel like it just left me with a couple more questions. That's all. Not in a negative way.
Okay, let me hit some of these questions real quick. 78 points of articulation is asking, what's the ratio for the Deja Sway version? There's different ones. There's one that's open order. There's one that's 1 to 20, and there's one that's 1 to 40. and there's probably going to be a foil that's like $100 later on. So if you're interested in any of those, let me know, and I'll freaking try and figure out what we can do. It's Adam Haha says that the season finale sucked, in his opinion. Series left so many portions of the story left unbuilt. Moff is literally following Din on his little screen, and then he's like, "I'm gonna watch him kill." Moff Aunt dead, and that's it, man. Freaking yeah. So it sounds like you weren't happy. Since when does a Star Wars freaking thing
It's
end
not
with
that
a happy ending? Since when does
it's
that
not
shit
that,
happen?
but it's not that I'm not happy about it. It's not that. I'm just saying like the story ended fine in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? It just left it open for more stuff to happen. There was still like, you know, basically it was a battle, and it was like there was some you know, some shit that happened that might have got a little glossed over because of everything else that happened. Like Dark Saber is no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's destroyed. Like,
Well, they got crushed. We don't know if it's
but that's what I'm saying. More
The saber
questions,
crystal is probably still in there.
but
Right?
more questions though. You know what I mean? So it's like, is it or is it not? You know what I mean?
Was the Moff that we saw get killed the real Moff?
That's what I'm saying. I think that was a clone. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and I think that's what they implied by all of this talk.
Exactly. Not only that though, it to me, like I said before when me and Spidey were talking last week, like who made the suits? You know what I mean? Like someone has to be able to know how to work with Beskar in order to make those Mandalorian suits. You know, the way they made them.
You still subscribe to the theory that the armor is the
you know.
inside wall?
That's just it. They kind of
just
just brushed that all off and basically said, "Nah." I mean,
yeah,
like,
but I mean, what's he supposed to say? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still think that the ones that they found there are still like untrustworthy. Like, you know what I mean? Like her brother, I still don't feel like everything when her brother flew up there to that ship and got everybody up off and just happened to be the only one that kind of, you know what I'm saying, was able to bring the ship back and crash it into everything. Like, he might be a clone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Right. Like, somebody broke Moff out of that thing. You know what I mean? It was a Mandalorian. So
yeah, but everybody's in the chat's like, "Oh, the armor can repair it," and you're probably right. The armor can probably repair that shit. But and here's the thing: we never got revealed who the armor is. We know that the little points on the helmet mean something. That's been the way. This is the way. But I love the fact that they are visiting all this Mandalorian like religion basically and making sure that they establish a good Mando backstory so that all the Mandalorians are like now like taking the place of what the Jedi Order was, and they're like filling that void in the galaxy of peacekeepers, people who like Mando at the end when he walked up to the Ranger dude, he was like, "Hey bro, I'm a bounty hunter again, but you're gonna feed me the work that you don't want. Basically, I'll go after the tough shit for you, and I'll bring it to you, but you're gonna help me by giving me the work." And that's basically what the Mandalorians are gonna do. They're gonna go out amongst the galaxy and take the place of what the Jedi Order was once doing, and that's saving innocent fucking people from tyranny, from pirates or whatever. So and this is what's the question. Are they going to close out all these gaps and all these unrelated questions in the next season? Or like I said earlier, are they going to do it in Ahsoka? Are they going to do it in some real, tangled fucking spaghetti web over to Boba Fett season 2 before they do that shit?
Well, see, this is my thing though. Why I feel like all of it was some shim sham is because why did they destroy that base? They didn't have to destroy that base. They could have kept that base. Like, he rammed that shit for a reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like that dude is, I don't know why would he do that? Like, there was no need for him to do that at that point. You know
Actually,
what I mean?
I think that was because I think they knew that they were grossly outnumbered and outpowered.
But there was nobody left to jump into the ships. They had already went up there. If they destroyed all of those ships, like, there was nobody who was on the ground that could jump in those ships. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was no more of their dark troopers or whatever. There was no more of the people, obviously, who were in the TIE fighters. They were all dead. You know what I mean? So that was what was left, and they didn't. They could have kept that as their own.
That
base.
of.
Yeah, like I don't know.
There could be like thousands of those tanks underneath the ground, right? As well.
Yeah, like just whatever they need. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Spidey Hunter, did you watch the finale yet? What did you think about it?
Yeah, well, the thing you were saying about like the armorer and stuff like that, me and Remo thought she might have been a spy, but then after seeing the episode, it's like, all right, she definitely was a part of Death Watch, but as when they asked her, Death Watch exists no more. So I believe, personally, I thought she was Rook Cass from the show Rebels. She was loyal to Maul. Her helmet looks like it was a Maul loyalist, type helmet. So I pretty much thought they was going to go that angle. But once she jumped out the plane and, pulled out her hammer and started getting busy, I was like, oh, she's not the spy.
Yeah.
Like she really stuck to the creed or whatever, whatever she believed. But then you think about it, it's like you got to look at it like that would have been super obvious. Even the Axe Wolves guy, like him crashing the ship into the planet, it was just some let's destroy the base type shit. It really wasn't they were outnumbered or that they couldn't take him.
Yeah.
There was way more troopers inside, but the Mandalorians would have fucked them up because they know how to hit the weak points. You give somebody some armor that they haven't grew up with, they haven't trained with, give them dudes a second, they'll piece everybody down. So that wasn't a problem. Moth, his suit was cybernetic, so that was the only reason why he was really giving them a problem. But my man Din was fucking shit up though.
Yeah,
the hallway fight, right?
Yeah, he brought it this season.
It was like Daredevil. It was like Daredevil. It was like you notice it was like a video game. It was like every barrier he went, he picked up more weapons. He picked up more weapons. It was cool.
Well, they didn't have a choice with destroying the ship because it was kind of on the way out already.
Dude, I wanted them to keep that ship. I was so happy they had that ship when I see it. I was like, oh yeah, it's on now. They ain't even
another one.
Okay, so so 78 points of articulation as actually bringing up a good point. I forget what her first name, but Kennedy. She's one of the executives that's kind of responsible
Kathleen Kennedy Townsend.
Right, she's kind of the person responsible for
name in Star Wars history.
Right, so they needed this Mandalorian season to be like really good and to spur more interest in everything. Do you think, as a result of this, does she get another shot, or is this like a wrap for her? As a result of this,
she's been there since George Lucas, though. I mean,
hold on. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Literally like 24 hours ago, Favreau came out in an interview. I was listening to one of them Star Wars podcasts, like the guys that really be interviewing Katie Sackhoff and them, like the guy Christian Harloff, John Campy and them, whatever. Favreau literally came out and said that this season was rushed. They had to shoot it in a compressed amount of time, and he wanted to do more episodes. So they had to basically cut it and switch it around. This was kind of supposed to be more about Mandalore, but they had to squeeze in those other pieces and everything like that. So the pieces that he didn't get to do, like the threads that were left unanswered, the mythosaur and all that other stuff, that'll be in season 4, which he's currently working on right now. He said that, he understood the fans' reception to the season, how it was mixed, but he let everybody know that it wasn't the full way he wanted to do it. It was like they had to rush it because they had so much time in between. They didn't want to wait any longer, so he had to hurry up and get it out.
I mean, if that was the case, I mean, it's rushed, maybe story-wise, but the shit was good. I could see we could say it was rushed because, I mean, I didn't start thinking, but I was wondering. I was like, well, why did she fry old boy's brain? You know what I mean? Like, they could have used them later or whatever. But if you think about it, like, he probably knew that Moff Gideon had clones. You know what I mean? Yeah. She was trying to tie off those loose ends, you know what I mean, of anybody who could have let him know, because she probably knew, or not know for sure, but knew definitely what was the plot. You know what I mean? Like, it was to have him have a bunch of clones, or just clones in general. Everybody could be a fucking clone at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Comics main man, that's another freaking name that's freaking missing, man. Freaking, you need to get your bitch ass on this fucking show as
you know what
well.
I'm saying? What the fuck?
So, see,
When was the last time he was on?
Years ago? No, last year. Last year.
Yeah, T Jones, man, freaking makes a good point. They were rushing to do all this other stuff, but they had enough time to squeeze in Lizzo, though. And Jack Black, so
Lizzo is up in there, boy.
yep.
You hating on Lizzo. Lizzo done got up in there. She done got in where she fit in.
T Jones says Star Wars is fucking up. I don't know what to say about that. It's like Ultra says, they've got such a rich mythology that they could be exploring and that they're trying to slow down. But hopefully they'll have the right executives in place to give them the right line of credit to pay for stuff. Because I think that's what I've been hearing is that the executives that were in place, they were slow rolling the line of credit, which made a lot of the projects that they were planning to do all types of fucked up. But now they're getting rid of those freaking people, to include Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know if I forget whether there was another project that was supposed to be out there that she was supposed to be rolling, or whether this was the last one. I forget which one it was, but she's supposedly, allegedly on her way out. See, or she was just a bitch. Could be. It's Adam Haha says she was being built to be a big baddie, and then she just disappeared. Like, who the fuck was this chick anyway? She's plotting, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna gun, peace out." Yeah,
that's the girl from. Remember, she got him. She snitched on him, or got him caught by the. They fried his brain. Remember, they fried his brain.
The rebels. What's it called? Where they do the
cloner guy.
Yeah.
And then she fried his brains, and then that was it. You seen her set old boy up, and then she
and then she's speak calling a fucking Gideon, right?
Yeah, like I knew she. Oh man, come on, man! The way you knew she was.
I mean, yeah, you could tell. I mean, like anytime you saw her, the music changed. Like just like the looks in her face and stuff like that. Or
she left old boy those biscuits or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, like a whole case of the fucking.
She's a double agent.
Yeah, she was trying to sneak. That would have got him pinched in the first place. Just for having that shit. It's like you gonna have some more, imperial shit.
Yeah.
Now, knowing what Moff Gideon was trying to do, like he was trying to build all these clones and build clones with Jedi ability and midichlorians, if that's even a fucking thing anymore. Are you interested in seeing more of Moff Gideon, like its own standalone project, or is that like or is that just like, we don't give a fuck?
He just needs to be a part of this show as like,
Yeah, just gets his ass kicked once a season.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
there's like 30 of them, so.
That's what I'm saying.
It's Thrawn's turn to kick his ass now, so yeah.
Yeah, you can tell like he's gonna be like who Thrawn's not fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, because obviously, like when they met up with all those Imperial officers, he was the only one that was kind of questioning, like, okay, you speak of Thrawn, where is he? Like, so what? Obviously, someone's gonna snitch on him for that.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
78 points of articulation says Ashoka or Asaka better be on the same level as Mando season 1 or 2. Otherwise, Star Wars is crashing like that starship. Brittany Hendricks, welcome, says Force sensitive clones.
Yeah.
Chad Cave says, "Hey, welcome, Chad Cave. Haven't seen you. Bet you ain't dead because that armor has to be able to survive fire." True that, because it's supposed to be Beskar armor, right?
But get fried up.
A lot of people are saying that they want Thrawn to turn up and kill Moff, and then Moff is a sloppy villain. He should have been gone after season 2, but he's coming back was boring.
He's got to be like Cobra Commander. You always slick and get away. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I'm wanting him to be.
I mean, each clone's getting sloppier and sloppier, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a copy of a copy.
Exactly.
Sure.
Until they
This one was
dumb and become snow.
Overprint Refuge says he's 60 and can clone people. I'm cloning my favorite porn stars and taking a break from fighting. Well, I guarantee you clone those motherfuckers, they still ain't gonna fuck you. So do whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, damn.
I'm just being quiet. I'm not saying a word.
The savage light is on.
You know, you go ahead and stick with that 3D shit. Don't do real people, man. You know, that's what video games and AI technology and 3D shit's for, man.
Man, they got dolls and shit now, man. So I mean,
They got these dolls. You can.
yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Get this
Adam's
one
like,
with
hold
that
on, man.
brand. That's so lifelike. It scared the shit out of me at 8 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, man. Motherfuckers is buying that shit. Fucking shit. Like they said that shit would be like really like this. It's like picking up a girl.
This one they call it
Yeah.
Kinky Kelly, and they
This
put it
shit
as a
ain't-
real
but-
person at first.
120 pounds. Shit.
Hey, but think about it. But think about it. The implications of it, right? You got guys with enough disposable income because these dolls are cheap. They're like $3,000, $4,000.
Oh my god.
And instead of freaking going out and freaking, engaging in freaking prostitutes, right, and spreading more disease and everything, they're freaking engaging with these plastic prosthetics, right?
Go buy you
That's-
a fucking beginner level of Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go get you a $3,000-$4,000 Rolex and go. You know what I'm saying? Get you some fits and just go hit the bars, man. You ain't got to go get no doll.
Nah, man. Fuck that. They don't want to do all that, man. Fuck it. Us brothers, we don't need that competition, man.
Nah, but I mean, even then, like I'm just saying, that's
Rolexes, I can get you a case of Rolexes, man.
Aaron does not need to be competing with these motherfuckers that fucking would rather fuck a piece of plastic than
All you have to do is
Aaron,
just
as soon as Aaron gets off, he's on the fucking drums, fucking trying to fucking get that.
All you have to do is
hand
just pick up an
coordination.
instrument, right?
I mean,
yeah, that's all, man.
Yeah.
Man. Hey,
That
man, you gotta
reminds
have
me
a
of
little bit of
hard,
something, man. You can't be soulless. You soulless, it don't matter what you got, you ain't gonna get it. But if you can at least have a little bit of conversation, you find you somebody. Brick wall.
The new movement is called the Passport Bros. It's the people who realize, hey, if I got enough disposable income, I could just go into another fucking country. Because it used to be mail order brides was a fucking thing. Now it's I'm going over there if I can do whatever.
Man,
Urban legend.
you better go on. You better grab one of your closest homeboys and go take a trip somewhere and go get your passport stamp or something. I'd rather pay that than a doll that you got to put up in a closet or something. That's fair.
So the Wookiee's asking, say, I can get one with an off button. Does it come with cleaning, cooking, and a laundry mode? Shut up.
Then we have a problem. Then, if we're talking about like the what is it, the Cherry 4000, was it?
Well, right now, the closest the sim can get is they can get a Chat GPT girlfriend.
Oh no.
Does they have chat GPT girlfriends?
Oh yeah. And when it got deactivated,
Pro tip: rent, don't buy.
gross.
Oh shit, Sherlock.
Gross.
Yeah. Rent, don't buy. I heard that.
Okay.
I don't know, Chad K. Did you go over and subscribe to my Rumble too? Anyway.
Great Reed Richards to Adam Driver, a sloppy white dude that couldn't make Sith work. I don't know. Rented a sex doll from something. Got that barking disease. My what? All right. My friend has a real doll. It's $12K. He's divorced with kids. She took him for everything and cheated on him. He is done with women. Well,
okay.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat wants to check out one of these dolls that are really, really good,
Your home.
Kinky Kelly. Look for a doll called Kinky Kelly. It's about $10K.
Well, you need
why don't you call him up and have him send you a free sample?
No,
I might just do that.
No, listen, what you want to do is, as a single dude, you want to go on one of them websites and pretend to be.
Yeah, you better take your ass to the Dominican Republic
or something. I mean, there's always a way, my man. I'm telling you.
12K,
Cash
man.
App and WhatsApp, right? That's all you
What's
need.
that, man? Yeah,
Cash App and WhatsApp is the only two that you need.
Hey, 12K. That's at least 2 decent vacations for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
That's one. For me, that's like 5 trips to the bunny ranch.
This is going off the rails, isn't it?
Yeah.
I go to Panama or something. I'd be.
Welcome,
Spidey.
Spidey Hunter, to your first episode.
Spidey's like, I'm out on this one. I gotta go.
Sorry, Spidey.
So here's this reused Alex Garner artwork.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I forgot. This is the stuff that is coming out this week. 4/26, 2023. Look, Vampirilla. Freaking, this is not the one that she's pregnant and freaking having a baby. This is just Vampirilla Year One stuff. You said it was a homage to something? Ultra?
What's up?
No, it's a straight copy of a
Straight copy.
previous done book before.
He did a Wonder Woman.
No, he did this cover before too. Like for Vampirilla.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Looks better.
I mean, but Dynamite's been doing that for the last 2 or 3 months, anyways. Taking classic covers that they've already done, adding a frame, making it a virgin cover. Just re-releasing art.
Yeah. Alien number 1 in 25 by Delato. Avengers Beyond number 2 1 in 25 by Ariel Diaz. Blue Book number 3. I would totally wear this art as a freaking t-shirt or as a poster. Fucking love this one.
What is that, a dog?
It's a dog being lifted up by a UFO.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
That's really what that book was.
Dark Stalkers Felicia number 1. Rian Gonzalez 1 in 5. A lot of front meat and back meat for you, Adam.
What publisher is this?
Testify.
Udon.
Fuck it.
Udon, which is usually manga.
Which is always the Capcom stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a noodle? Udon noodles, right?
I don't
That's
know.
what I was
All I know
thinking.
is that I suspect that white thing coming out of her ass is the tail, not something else.
Well, it's coming off the top of her ass, though.
Yeah. Tailbone.
Yeah.
Do you slurp?
Gargoyles number 5. Lucio Perillo. Of course, there's some Alex Ross villain covers coming out. Man, Abomination, Loki, and Thanos.
That's Apocalypse.
Oh, yep. Excuse me.
That's okay.
Yep. Deadpool number 6. Some Hulk 14. There's your Scotty Young, and there's your Klein on the right.
Wait, this thing wasn't canceled yet?
That's what I'm saying. We still talking about the same Hulk?
Yep. Same storyline, but apparently the storyline is going to change up pretty soon.
It's the last issue.
Yeah, they're going to change up pretty soon. They're going to
relaunch
restart
it.
the whole thing, and they're going back to the horror stuff.
We're not doing the whole spaceship Hulk, whatever.
Oh no, you're still gonna have to have that apparently.
I don't know. Oh, fuck that shit. Thor. This is the cover with Thor's sister all grown up.
More importantly, Doom.
I forget which cover this one, but this is an Orzu cover.
Oh yeah.
The Exiled. Whatnot Publishing with Wesley Snipes. Terminator homage.
I remember that FOC. There was a bunch of Terminator homages that FOC. This was not the only one.
Star Wars Darth Vader, black, white, and red. Here's your Gelato, your Malise.
I still like that 1 in 25 on the far right.
That 1 in 25 is fire, but the store variants is gonna kill it. That shit is beautiful.
Yeah.
Were there a lot of store variants for that one?
I
think
bought
there's
2
a
copies
higher
for like
ratio than the 1 in 25, isn't there? There was a 1 in 100. Wasn't there?
yeah, that's the red
Delato's
cover.
Virgin?
Delato.
And then lastly, thank you for all the ones that gave Ultra and I freaking credit for pulling out this one. This one is Strange Academy Finals number 6. This one is the Scott Young. This one was the 1 at 25. I don't quite yet know of what's happening with this book, but I did kind of find it kind of weird that you had Emily Blight on the cover looking like, oh boy. So, but apparently in some places it's already sold out at the $60 price point. $70 price point, it's sold out. So if you see it, might want to pick it up, especially if it's cheaper than 20 or 25. But right now, a lot of places it's sold out.
Of this book?
Yeah.
And
Crazy,
it
huh?
This drops this Wednesday, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Can't even get it on Midtown. Nope.
Was Doyle Dormammu
Oh, yeah.
apparently taking either a superhero name or a villain name? We don't know which is going to happen on the inside, but that's the rumor. And because it's the final issue and it's a 1 in 25 of the final issue of Strange Academy, well, perfect storm.
Come
Yeah.
Oh, and no store variants on it as well. On top of
Well, that we know about.
yeah. Well, I mean, I figured because like most of the time they have to turn in the art by FOC, so we would have heard about a store variant by that point in time too. Because
they could be saving it for a con.
Wait for a con or a second print.
Good call.
Second print.
Yep.
Unknown has an exclusive for Strange Academy 6.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
Unknown kind of has a variant for everything lately.
That's kind of true too as well. If you can call it that sometimes.
Damn, and there are 50 fucking emails a day.
Well, there you go. Unknown's doing it, so the 125 is going to be plentiful for them.
Please just don't screw up my pre-order.
They're the one company I've never bought from
I did
before.
order something, so just don't screw it up. And I don't want it 6 months after it's already been released either.
All right. Well, that's the end of I got and the stuff that I got. You guys got anything else that you want to discuss, or you guys got any projects that you guys coming up this week?
Oh, my band is playing tomorrow night, so if you're in the
Hell
Houston
yeah.
area, hit me up and I will shoot you a flyer.
Yep. Ultra just got done with Secret Variant a few hours ago, so make sure you hit his channel up
Hell yeah.
and check that out. Spidey or Big Remo, you guys got any projects or any podcasts coming up?
No, we have news in the coming weeks.
Nah, just buying back issues of Spider-Man. That's it.
Yep. By now, you got anything coming up?
Awesome Sauce Radio Tuesday night at 9 p.m. And then I'm off to Vegas.
Nice.
Yep.
When are you going to Vegas, Adam? When are you going to be out there?
I'll be out there from Wednesday, and I'll be out there for about 2 weeks.
From what date to what date, though?
I'm there from the 26th to the 2nd.
Damn. I might go. I was thinking about going the 3rd and 4th.
If it doesn't cost me much, I may extend my stay. I'm not sure yet.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right, cool. I'll send you a message to you, IJ.
Yeah.
Oh, you should also hit up Big Leg too, because I know he goes to Vegas.
Actually, I am. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet because I want to see. If that's the case, I'd like to get on the press a book for me. Since our redhead hasn't returned my messages yet.
Joe's impossible to get a hold of on IG.
I sent him like 3 messages.
Joe's backed up.
He's either backed up or he just didn't have the heart time to go fuck myself. One of the
Knowing Joe, he has no shame in telling you that. So.
Yeah, right.
I was like, maybe he's just backed up because if he wanted to tell me to go fuck myself, he could have like called me on the phone.
Well, I mean, like since the announcement of the price hike, he's gotten tons of messages.
Yeah, I'm sure people are flooding.
Yeah, a bunch of people going, "Oh shit, man! I need to get my books to you and get them into the CGC by the next fucking week, man."
Yeah, sure, man. Especially I just got
all it really is you have to finish filling out the form. You don't have to get the books until June 1st.
Well, it's because once you finish the form and send it to them, and they charge your card.
Is that what it is? They charge you by the time you submit the form?
Yep. I don't know, man.
I haven't submitted in a while, so I don't know. I probably still have credit for this last year that I haven't used yet, so I should probably submit something.
And my last 2 submissions were both CBCS because I needed to get things autograph verified.
So you won't see those books for a year?
Maybe 2.
Depends if it ends up at that employee's house or not.
I think I'll get my Playboy magazines back from CGC before I get my stuff back from CBCS.
Chad, shows ending at 1:30. What are you supposed to do for another 3 hours? Catch up on all the content you haven't watched.
Yeah, hang out with some family.
Yeah. What, at 4 a.m.?
Go to the bar, pick up hot chicks, and drink some more vodka, bro.
It's already 1:30. It's already 1:30 where he's at, man.
Depends on where he lives at, you know?
It's still
early. Some cities that don't sleep, man, no matter where you're at. You ain't got to be in Vegas. You can hit one of them.
Maybe you can go to an IHOP
or a bar.
Or go to Waffle House. You have a better chance at the Waffle House. You know, if they can pick up some chicks, you also might get shot.
Denny's to the Waffle House, man.
But there's also the Waffle House test, right? Like, if Waffle House is still open, you know it's still safe to go out.
True that.
I don't know.
No, it's a hurricane test. That's what it really is. Like, how severe is this hurricane in your area?
If you see people still at the fucking Waffle House, then it ain't that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and freaking hanging out with us. We'll try again next week. Ultra, Yee, Spidey, Remo, Adam. Thank you. You guys are freaking blessed. And hang out with us next week. We're out.
For each man in his time is pain, until he walks along the beach and sees his future in the water, along life's arm within his reach.
Sometimes one takes matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son.